health and rehabilitation.
She enjoyed it so much with all the people.
Tank, I have a question for you, and I would like our listeners to be able to hear your response.
Okay.
At what point will people realize that when it comes to me, you don't want this smoke?
We always had picnics.
What does that mean?
The story I was telling you before when we were on the phone.
Stone
you don't want this.
We all remember that
you
one
are not
teacher who made a
prepared for it.
difference. Now's your chance to say thank you in a big way. iHeartRadio's Thank a Teacher, powered by
When you
Donors
come at the
Choose.
King,
Nominate an
you
outstanding
best
teacher
not
in your
miss.
life to be among the winners of $5,000 to stock their classroom at iHeartRadio.com/teachers.
Mix and match scents to create your own unique scent
How long do
combo
we have till
that
the
is
ID?
as unique as you are. Mix.
You have about 4 seconds.
Awesome.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
From the Engles studio, WPEK Fairview, WMXF Waynesville, W225CJ Candler, the #1 preset in your car, and the new and improved iHeartRadio app. Free never sounded so good. Live from the Engles studio,
I can't wait to play with myself every day.
the Sportsocracy.
Damn the devil to hell!
Boobs.
Dog thief! Let him on the field!
Come get you some of this.
Fire them cannons. By golly, put more powder in those things.
He couldn't take any more disappointment.
Oh my God. The Jets killed him.
And welcome into the Sportsocracy on ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400. The Sportsocracy is heard everywhere you go on the iHeartRadio app, and we are seen everywhere on YouTube. Just go to thesportsocracy.com, click the live video link, subscribe to the channel, and that way you can join us in the chat each and every day. You can throw out those super chats, support the program here, and move your chat all the way to the top of the line. Today is kickoff day.
Woo.
He doesn't sound excited. He's not fun.
Well,
wait a minute. Just 3 short hours ago, you were on News Radio 570 WWNC talking about how you would kill to have a Browns-Jaguars preseason game right about now. Now we have 3 games tonight. Yeah. Every one of them has some kind of intrigue.
And I'm going to watch them all.
Why?
And I'm going to watch them all with a lovely cocktail in my hand. Probably going to be feeling a little worse for the wear tomorrow off the banger energy of Indianapolis Colts at Baltimore Ravens and Pete Carroll's return to Seattle with his Las Vegas Raiders against the Seattle Seahawks.
Yeah, see that? There you go.
However,
there's some excitement.
However, I'm to that point of my brain has kicked into business mode. It's business time. I have on my business socks, and I am ready to go.
Okay.
And these are 3 of the longest weeks in the entire year. And let me tell you why. We are working at the level of the middle of the season. All right, so Tank's been in the I think Tank slept in the studio for the last 2 nights. I know he was there when I left yesterday, and that was at some time after 6 o'clock, and he emailed me from the studio after I had already been home and had 2 cocktails. So he was there for a minute.
Yes.
But I don't get the payoff. Basically, this part of the season is having a really intimate conversation with the stripper and then going home. Because I don't get the payoff. Okay,
right.
There's no grind
Fun
time.
times, right?
Yeah,
Right,
we don't have that. It's just
wow, that was a little graphic.
Was it? I don't think it was.
Grind time? That was a little much.
I don't think so.
Okay.
It's
yeah,
fine.
I see what you're saying.
I'm excited. I will watch the games tonight. If I make it to the second quarter of any of them, I will be reasonably surprised.
Yes, exactly. But at least it's, there's football, the world feels right, and then you can move on to something else. And then at 7:30, you can go, hey, there's football again, and you can watch Joe Burrow take 2 snaps, and then you can move on to the next one at 10 o'clock if you can stay up that late. I promise you I will not see a single snap of the Las Vegas Raiders and the Seattle Seahawks.
The best way I can explain it is this is like getting really excited for a blind date. You get there, and the date is with Bethany Sanders. Sorry. This is not quite how I wanted the evening to go. And no, I will not let you hold $5.
It's fair. Okay, all right.
It's just where I'm at.
She's always asking for money. You know it.
No doubt.
Everybody knows. Everybody knows. Nobody wants to say it. We got a couple of super chats to get to here early in the program.
It's all about the money, money, money. All about the money, money, money. I do this for my hustle.
We got a member chat from Colin who said, who was trying to get that smoke, Jeremy?
Somebody who got that smoke. That's who. That's who. Somebody who they did not bring their beekeeper outfit. They got that smoke, and it just suffocated them.
Their beekeeper outfit.
Yeah, you smoke to keep bees.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. All right. I got.
Yeah, but if you're in the room without the outfit, you get stung and smoke inhalation, and that's what happened this morning. Yep. Somebody learned a valuable lesson. When you fa, you will fo. Fee, fi, fa, fo. How'd that feel, pumpkin?
Right. All right, we got one from the Godfather. Patrick Holt says big wiener injury injury. There's not going to be a big wiener injury.
If there's a big wiener injury, we are going to have a wildly different Saturday than I thought we were going to. And that's how the English language works. Sometimes you say a word that you didn't mean to, and it's funnier than it would have been if you just read it the right way.
It was good. It was good. He says big wiener energy coming into town this weekend.
We're very excited. We're very excited to see the Podfather himself, Patrick Holt, who will be the captain of Beer City's okayest wiener team in the big wiener contest at Bear's Smokehouse Barbecue. Watch their social medias tomorrow because old Gingy did I threw that smoke out there to all of you competing. Okay. The Vulgar Chef did it. The Food in My Beard did it. I felt like I needed to do it, so I recorded a video off the lovely balcony here at Mullet Manor. And I channeled my inner nature boy. To be the man, you got to beat the man. And if there is anybody that has big wiener energy, it is this dude right here. And thankfully, you don't have to beat me. You just have to impress me with your wiener.
That's not the first time he's ever said that. The big wiener party coming up on Saturday at Bear's Smokehouse Barbecue. It's from 2 to 6 in the afternoon. We will be out there. Jeremy will be one of the celebrity judges. Patrick Holt will be out there doing the hard work. I'll be out there taking minor credit for the project here. I mean, it feels like high school all over again, where it's just 2 days for the project. Hey, Tank, you want to do something? Yeah, I'll read whatever you wrote down. How about that? I'll do the voiceover for the project. Okay, you're in.
When you said this felt like high school, I was afraid you were about to talk about, after PE class when you knew that you were going to have some shortcomings. It's where I thought you were headed, and it wasn't. And I'm sad that that's where my brain went. I'm even sadder that it's not what you said.
Yeah, I guess that tells us a lot about Jeremy's past.
Oh no, I was no. I was that proud guy at the YMCA that you really wish would put a towel on. I'm that guy at 38 years old.
He was leaning into it.
Yeah, we're having full-on conversations. Just nothing weird here. What's your problem?
I could just imagine y'all in the locker room. I can imagine y'all in the locker room, and then all of a sudden, who was the coach? What was his name?
Mike Houston.
His name just went out of my head. Mike Houston. I wanted to say Mike Sexton, but that was the wrong one. Mike Houston turns around. He's like, Jeremy, put it up. We've seen it. Quit.
It's no better than the 9th most impressive one on this team, and you're way too proud of it. Shut up and sit down.
We got one from Great North Sports.
Money.
from the money tree. Fall on me. Life's a lottery. Oh, 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 oh.
That song was number one in Canada in 1961, by the way. Great North
I'm
Sports
scared
says
to know if you just made that up or if that was true.
You'll never know. I hate waiting for real football, he says. This is why I'm pushing hard on the fantasy content. Also, flights to Indy look good for the end of February.
Woo, woo!
Which means he's got his eyes on another trip to the scouting combine, which hopefully I'll be able to make the trip this year.
Yeah, I mean, if
and we
Tank
can all
doesn't
just,
have
congregate together.
As long as he doesn't fall victim to another big wiener injury, which
yes,
it's what
never a good idea. He was injured.
Honey, watch me squish this laundry hamper. Oh, it's protruding. I have injured myself. Call the paramedics. I believe I have injured myself.
All right, Colin wants to get in on the Super Chat fun. Kinda, maybe. What's happening right now? Hey, sister. There he goes.
We ball, no stress, 'cause we making that money. Yeah, we making that money. Yeah, we do so.
He says, quote of the day from Tank, big wiener injury. Questions for both of you. What are you guys looking for out of the first preseason football this weekend? A perfect segue into basically the rest of the program. Just discuss, I mean, what do we get out of the first week of training camp? Not many guys play. They play very limited snaps. It's just the, dipping the toe in the water. For some of these guys, it's going to be the first time in a long time that they've dipped their toe into the preseason waters. Joe Burrow's been hurt every offseason, every preseason. So Zach Taylor's been talking about he is going to be used in the preseason much more than he has and could possibly take some snaps tonight against Philadelphia. Aaron Rodgers yesterday in the media saying, hey, if they call on me, I'll be, what did he say? I'm a full go or so I'm fully on board or something to that effect of if they want me to play some snaps against the Jaguars on Saturday night, then I'll do it. I mean, do either of those stories change anything for you? Do they move any kind of a needle for you?
No.
Jeremy?
No, there's a lot of gamesmanship in the preseason. The things that I glean more from the preseason than people probably think. 20 years ago, I didn't think it mattered. This is actually an argument I've had with my father for about 3 decades. Mm-hmm. Because he always told me there are things that you see in the preseason that they're going to convey to the regular season. And I've boiled this down to there are some things that you will notice that they're not infallible, but it is a good sign or a bad sign of what is to come. I'll elaborate. Schematically, you're not going to learn squat because everything you get in the preseason is vanilla. There's not going to be a lot of blitzing if it happens at all. Some teams don't do it at all. Most of these teams it's not that they're running through the motions. They're putting individual guys in positions to succeed. I want you to name me any of the 6 teams playing tonight, and I will give you a customized, non-predetermined example of what I'm referring to. The Colts, the Ravens, the Bengals, the Eagles, the Raiders, the Seahawks. Which team would you like me to discuss?
The Raiders.
The Raiders. The Raiders are a good example because they have a new coach. They have a new coach that is trying to eradicate players from the previous regime and ingratiate his players. Mm-hmm. I will be really interested to watch the offensive line for the Las Vegas Raiders. And here's why I say that. I feel like the starters are pretty locked in place. You're going to have Colton Miller on the left. You're going to have Dylan Parham, Jackson Powers-Johnson, probably Alex Kappa, And then that right tackle is the one that's interesting to me. I think you're going to see DJ Glaze tonight. I think you'll see Charles Grant tonight. I think you'll see Thayer Munford tonight. When you watch those individual guys, watch how they hold up one-on-one. Because invariably, an offensive tackle is going to get an edge rusher. They're going to get an edge rusher. It's going to be one-on-one. And if you look at the roster for Seattle and the guys that are going to play tonight, you're going to get some combination of Derek Hall, Boye Mafe, probably Tyreek Smith, handful of other guys that Seattle's going to throw at you. They're trying to see what they have in these young guys, while Pete Carroll is trying to see what he has in an offensive tackle because they don't know who the starter is yet. That's the one spot that's still up in the air. So if you watch who's playing on the right side, I think you're going to see a lot of Derek Hall over there. That's a guy that's going to play real-life snaps. If you see DJ Glaze or Thayer Munford getting absolutely abused in one-on-one situations, I'm going to go ahead and tell you that will keep playing out all year long. Mm-hmm. Because the schemes aren't going to get easier to discern. The matchups are not going to get easier to discern. So if you see offensive linemen that push is happening against them time after time after time after time, it's a really good sign. That's probably going to happen moving forward. I don't glean much from Jackson Powers Johnson. I know what I'm getting out of him. I feel pretty sure that he's going to be one of the three starters, whether it's at center or guard. I don't really care. They have two interior players that can play both positions. It doesn't really matter which one they determine. Also, watch who teams really try to get the ball to. Did you notice in that first game between the Lions and the Chargers, did you notice Isaac Tesla got a lot of targets?
Yeah.
You know why he got a lot of targets?
Because he's going to play a bunch.
That's part of it, but that's not the biggest part of it. Okay. Where was he playing? This is another thing that you can really glean from the preseason. Where did he take all of his snaps?
Well, like in the slot? Is that what you're talking about?
He didn't take any of them out of the slot. He played out wide on every single play that he played for the Detroit Lions. That's a big deal coming from a kid that played almost exclusively in the slot at Arkansas. Because what that tells me is the reason that he is working. He also played special teams. I think he was on the coverage team every single punt or kick that I saw. He was on the coverage team. Those two things tell me a couple things. One is that Tesla's probably going to line up as the 4 or worse for Detroit. He's also the first call if Jameson Williams, who has had trouble staying healthy, gets hurt. I thought it was weird that they took him with Amon-Ra because Amon-Ra plays out of the slot all the time. Tim Patrick's
so he was playing. So sorry, I got caught up on the whole coverage thing. He was playing on the coverage team, or he was playing on the return team?
Both. And he was not a return guy.
Okay.
What that tells me is that we all already knew he was going to make the roster. The question was, where was he going to fit in? What all of those things tell me is that the starters are going to be Amon-Ra, Jameson Williams, and Tim Patrick. He has not passed Tim Patrick by any stretch of the imagination. Patrick will be the outside guy. Tesla's going to run probably as the 4 or the 5. Depends on where they put Khalif Raymond. Raymond plays almost exclusively out of the slot. What that tells me is, as I'm looking at fantasy football drafts, Isaac Tesla's a guy I really, really like. There's no shot I'm drafting him. After seeing that, I won't tell you he won't have a role, but he needs something else to happen to have that role. Mm-hmm. It tells me Detroit really likes him, but they're also acknowledging he needs work. He's got to learn to play on the outside.
But that's a deeper league stash.
Dynasty.
Right. Well, I don't know. Exclusive for me. Won't he have value this year if somebody goes down?
But you're not going to be able to hold him just on the off chance that Jameson Williams or Tim Patrick gets hurt. If one of them gets hurt, he becomes a big pickup. Mm-hmm. But in terms of using a roster spot on him, no, I'm not going to do that. Because he's going to be playing in coverage, and that's what they were showing you, is that the fact he's a gunner on every single one of these punts, he's on every single kick return. That's his role for this year. If all things stay equal, that's his role. I like him for the long term. I don't necessarily like him for right now. Now, I'll go back to the Raiders, a team that you were talking about, the team that you want to talk about here. Watch Dante Thornton. Dante Thornton went rounds later than Jack Betch. He's also played in front of him the entire camp.
Mm-hmm.
You know why? Because Trey Tucker and Jacoby Myers both play out of the slot. Jack Betch can only play out of the slot. They got to have somebody to play on the outside. Dante Thornton's probably going to run with the starters. And I'll venture a guess, you won't see as much of him tonight as you would think. You'll see more of Tommy Mellett, Colin Johnson, guys like that. And what that tells you is that Dante Thornton has pretty much carved out his role. He's going to be the 3. He's going to be the second outside receiver. That doesn't necessarily mean that he's going to have a bigger role than Jack Betch. It means that he's going to play more snaps. Snaps equal opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
And there's also the possibility that you see Thornton lightly, and in that light work you go, my God, nobody can cover this guy. Those are when you start seeing things like Puka Nacua. Puka did this a couple years ago with the Rams, and he's running ahead of guys they drafted, and we didn't know exactly what to do with it, and then you see him in the preseason, and you go, good golly, Miss Molly, nobody can defend him. Mm-hmm. Is every defender he goes up against this bad, or is he this good? Those are two things that you can glean from the preseason. After the commercial break, there's something you can glean on the defense too, and it's the one thing that is completely infallible. I have never seen a team do what I'm getting ready to tell you and then correct it in the same season.
You're in the Sportsocracy, and this is ESPN Asheville on a preseason kickoff Thursday.
Every game matters, so don't
clear
summer as the Braves try to battle back in the stand.
Nice.
Swung on, belted, deep left field. Gone! Ronald Acuna Jr. 5-1 Atlanta.
Join us for Atlanta Braves baseball all season on Asheville's #1 sports station, ESPN Asheville.
Our coverage of the Braves brought to you by Parks Ford of Hendersonville, home of the Parks Promise. Check them out at parksfordhendersonville.com.
Get fired up, y'all.
Right, I'll be right
Season
back.
2 of Good Game with Sarah Spain is
a snack of some kind. I'm about to starve to death.
One of my
And yes, I do see the irony that I went to a remote at a grocery store and somehow I left it hungry.
Take a listen.
That was my own mistake.
The
not
Lime
anybody else.
bikes the other day, and we're like, whee! Like, this is unbelievable. People ride bikes because it's fun.
We've got more incredible guests like Megan in store, plus news of the day and more. Open your free iHeartRadio app, search Good Game with Sarah Spain, and listen now.
This is J.W. Whitley, General Manager at Parks Ford of Hendersonville. Our value of commitment. Committed to you as our customers and the community that we serve. To do better, be better every day. That's the Parks Promise. Experience the Parks Promise today at parksfordhendersonville.com.
Looking to buy or sell in Asheville? At Clarissa Sells WNC with eXp Realty, we're proud to be the #1 real estate team in Buncombe County. Give us a call, 828-774-6343. We're here for what matters most, you.
It's time to discover the convenience and time savings of contact-free pickup with Engles Curbside. Just visit shop.ingles-markets.com or download the app. And your Engles personal shopper gets to work with specialized training on how to select the freshest items for a pre-scheduled pickup. They'll even text you with updates. You pull up to a designated space and your personal shopper delivers your items right to your vehicle. Fresh, fast, and affordable. It's all in the bag. Engles, low prices, love the savings.
I'm Coley Duffy.
I'm Cody Ward.
And
we're the Chainsaw Brothers.
Actually, we're cousins. A few days after Lean, we was in the driveway having a couple beers, waiting on the power to come back on. And we heard so many people calling, needing trees removed, and couldn't afford it.
So I called my dad to borrow a chainsaw, and over the next few months, we cleared trees for our neighbors. Our business was born out of wanting to help Western North Carolina get back on our feet.
We are fully insured and licensed. We keep our promises, meaning if we say we're going to be there, we'll be there. In these parts, we live how we were raised.
When you call the Chainsaw Brothers, you're not a customer, you're family. We're good at what we do, and we do it for a reasonable cost.
For your chainsaw needs, call the Chainsaw Brothers. 828-316-1013. Or find us on Facebook. See how we treat our family.
Are you still covered up with storm damage and debris?
Call us about our daily rates at 828-316-1013. That's 828-316-1013. We're the Chainsaw Brothers, and with our neighbors, we're Western North Carolina strong.
Sure, you know Appalachian Motor Coach is the official shuttle sponsor of the Living the Dream Tailgate Tour. But did you know that they can get you anywhere in style? Weddings, bachelorette parties, corporate gatherings, family reunions, Appalachian Motor Coach makes the ride part of the fun. Luxury seating, climate control, and none of the stress of parking or driving. Appalachian Motor Coach gets you there relaxed, on time, and ready for the party. For more information, visit them at AppalachianMotorCoach.com. Appalachian Motor Coach, the best memories start on the ride.
The Sportsocracy.
That is some good, clean family fun there, eh, Cot?
We are back in the Sportsocracy on ESPN Asheville. The Engles Living the Dream Tour is coming up real soon. It rides again. Engles Living the Dream 2. TOO.com. That's how you can find out how to get involved with us. Maybe go on the road with us. And if you, if you didn't show that you wanted to go to, the first kickoff game, you're too late.
Yep. We tried to tell you, these will go fast. And now we're going to give you a point of reference. The first game we were using is kind of a test. So we had opened up a lot of stuff. We sold out 10 vans for that. It was not just us, but between us, Appalachian Motor Coach, and our other partners, we sold out 126 seats to that game. So if you're wanting to go this idea of, I'll just wait, I don't have to do it now, yeah, you do. I highly advise that you do. Because that game went from, it started nice to, we have nothing left in 2 hours. So that's just a thing to know if you're planning on going with us. We've had several people reach out to the website and go, are there going to be more games added? Yes. We don't know what games those are yet. The ones that are up are the ones that we have confirmed. But there will be more. But we can tell you we do not have any spots left to LSU and Clemson.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So if you're interested in a game, reach out to us. Go to Engles Living the Dream, or go to livingthedream2.com. That is your source for all information regarding the Engles Living the Dream Tour. We ride again, and this time we ride together.
And if you need a payment plan of any kind, you feel free to there's a little chat box at the bottom of the website, livingthedreamtoo.com. Those come directly to me. So nobody has to know that. Nobody cares. If you need something like that, just reach out to me. We'll figure it out.
We're talking about what we can learn in the preseason action. As tonight we are going to see 3 games kick off week 1 of the preseason here, and we're talking about the Las Vegas Raiders, Jeremy. And you said there was a point you wanted to make about the defense, what we could learn about the defense tonight.
There is something that you will notice in a preseason game that is abundantly obvious. Okay. I have noticed this over the course of the last 2 decades. It has afflicted my team a lot. And when you see this problem in the preseason, it doesn't tend to get better. Gary Birch nailed it in our YouTube chat. It's tackling.
Okay.
Teams that cannot tackle in the preseason cannot tackle in the regular season. They cannot tackle in the playoffs if they manage to get there. And almost invariably, it will be your death nail. So, using your Raiders example, if tonight you see Tommy Eichenberg or Cody Lindenberg or Jalen Smith or Jamal Adams or whoever they trot out there, if they can't tackle and they're not doing it correctly, 9 times out of 10, the starters can't either.
Mm-hmm.
There are certain coaches, Robert Saleh, sorry, Had a little bug in my throat there. That they're really good schematically, and they do an absolutely terrible job of instructing guys on how to tackle. Now, I'm sure somebody somewhere is thinking, well, you made it to the NFL, you should already know how to tackle. You're not wrong. There is a difference in tackling technique in heavily zone schemes, in heavily man schemes, because you're coming at people from a different angle. I'll give you an example. Last year, Sauce Gardner was a fraction of the corner that we had seen in the past. Do you know why that was?
Because he couldn't tackle.
Well, he's never been able to tackle. He's just never been a good tackler. He's a really thin guy. He does a good job of keeping the ball away from people. What teams figured out was that Robert Saleh was putting him on a side. And so I can put him in kind of a bind where he's having to make decisions. So I put a number one receiver over there with a running back. I screamed about this from the mountaintops the entire season until Robert Saleh got fired. Teams would leverage him. San Francisco obliterated him in week 1, and I'll tell you who did it. Kyle Juszczyk. Because they would cross each other off, so they would run rub routes against each other. Sauce would have to make a decision based on the zone that he was playing, and every time he did it, he just kept backpedaling. He didn't want to have to commit and make the decision, and then it becomes a thing of they're getting the ball to the number one receiver, and now it's one-on-one. We're basically running an Oklahoma drill out here with Sauce Gardner one-on-one. He can't tackle that way because Robert Saleh does a really bad job of instructing corners how to tackle in his scheme. There have been guys that are good at it naturally. He was not one of them. DJ Reed, to be really honest with you, wasn't one of them, and he's played for him all the way back to Seattle. It's one of those things that you see it, and as you see it, it's if the twos aren't doing it, the ones won't do it either. And I know that sounds simplistic, but now that I've said it, do me a favor. Sit down tonight with the NFL Network and watch the teams that can't tackle. At the end of the year, just take your little notepad, look at the teams you wrote down, look at where they finish in total defense. The difference between an elite defense in the NFL and a dog water defense. Not Carolina Panther bad, not how bad they were last year. The difference between the number 2 defense in the NFL and number 29 was 49 yards. That can be one play off one missed tackle. Mm-hmm. You put a guy one-on-one on the outside, he misses a tackle without safety help, that can be the difference in 49 yards. And if you want to make it more narrow than that, you can get all the way to the bottom half of the league, and you're talking about a difference of less than 25 yards. If you can't tackle, you cannot win in this league, and you will see it over and over and over again.
All right, watch for the tackling in the preseason games. Could tell you a lot about your defense. You're in the Sportsocracy, and this is ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400. What else can we learn from the preseason? We'll get into more after this.
ESPN Asheville.
Clear.
Thank you. We have 2 super chats coming back after outside.
Yep.
10-4.
Typical summertime weather with hit-miss storms around today and tomorrow, near 80 degrees each day, overnight lows in the low 60s. As we get into the weekend, just a chance of mainly mid-late afternoon showers, thunder showers. Isolated, though, highs will be in the low 80s. I'm meteorologist Ray Stidget from the Weather Channel.
This report is sponsored by Apple Tree Superstore.
How about a new Acura in the driveway for summer from Apple Tree Acura, like the 2025 Acura ADX, RDX, or the 2025 MDX. Apple Tree Acura, home of the Apple Tree Advantage and the lifetime powertrain warranty. I-26 Airport Road, Asheville.
Hi, it's me, Flo, here to tell you that with the Progressive Home and Auto Bundle, you get 24/7 protection, so you're covered no matter where the day takes you.
Even I added too much water to the pizza dough day?
Yep.
How about getting a call from my daughter to pick her up at the airport because her boyfriend is unreliable day?
Especially that day.
What about finding out that one of my pipes suddenly burst in my basement day?
Progressive has every day covered 24/7 with a home and auto bundle. Also, you have a lot of bad days.
Oh no, that was all the same day.
At least you're covered with Progressive.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
There's a lot of uncertainty in the world, but one thing's for sure. You need a PC you can rely on. Whether it's for school, gaming, or whatever your next chapter holds, Lenovo.com has the tech to help you succeed. Shop PCs right now at Lenovo.com during their back-to-school sale, where students can save more when they sign up for a Lenovo education account. Free shipping.
I was gonna do the 83 Wolfpack lawsuit got thrown out.
With the iHeartRadio app,
All right, I'm doing Archie
radio
Manning.
station fits right in your pocket. Live shows, news,
Okay.
exclusive music channels, and voices that don't just go viral. They're the voices of your local community. Join the millions who already have it. iHeartRadio, the #1 app for radio.
Buying or selling a home doesn't have to be stressful. Let me, Clarissa Marshall with eXp Realty, your local real estate expert, guide you every step of the way. Whether you're searching for your dream home, looking to sell quickly, or exploring investment opportunities, I've got the experience and the tools to get you the best deal possible. Call me, Clarissa Marshall with eXp Realty at 828-774-6343. Let's make your real estate dreams a reality. I'm your trusted realtor. I'm making moves and making dreams come true.
Sometimes it's the little victories that mean the most. Those everyday celebrations that bring a smile to our faces and joy to our hearts. At Engles, we know there's no one you'd rather share those miniature memorable moments with than family. Engles, all the ingredients for family.
Bear Smokehouse Barbecue in Asheville has two things that all Sportsocracy fans crave: bold flavors and big portions. Oh, yeah. And they've got the balls. Bear's famous bear balls are packed with mac and cheese, pulled pork, cornbread, and deep fried and then topped with bacon and cheese sauce. This is the place to be. Live music on Saturdays and the first Sunday of every month. They partner with the Guitar Bar to host Mr. Jimmy's Barbecue Blues. Bear Smokehouse Barbecue in downtown Asheville and South Asheville.
Boy, you must be outside your mind.
The Sportsocracy.
Just a bit outside. He tried the corner and missed.
All right, it is ESPN Asheville coming to you from the Engles studio and the NFLDraft.net Mullet Manor. Time to get just a bit outside. And Jeremy, I remember we told this story several months ago, or I did at least, when the story came out, that the 1983 NC State men's basketball team, or many members of it, had filed a lawsuit that were asking for name, image, and likeness residuals. What they were owed over years of their likeness being used in, video games, movies, documentaries, commercials, whatever. We all know the famous play, right, over and over, showing the Lorenzo Charles tip-in, or stole it out of the air and laid it in for the national championship against Phi Slamma Jamma, the Houston Cougars, back in the 1983 national championship. 12 players filed the lawsuit, and a judge has decided that claim is basically baseless. Superior Court Judge Mark A. Davis wrote a 44-page order that was released today. And it says, quote, because their claims are untimely, barred by their failure to allege a violation of a legally enforceable right, and preempted by the Federal Copyright Act, dismissal of this action in its entirety is appropriate. Would anybody like to know where North Carolina Superior Court Judge Mark A. Davis went to school?
North Carolina.
There you go. He's a Tar Heel. Oh, would you like to guess where else he went to school? Because they go to more than one school most of the time.
Duke.
Hey, there you go. He got it. Yeah, NC State was behind the 8 ball on that one from the jump. But not saying that, Mark A. Davis bases his opinions on his fandom. However, it didn't help you at all. It also didn't help the fact that, a bunch of Kansas basketball players got together, filed a similar lawsuit, and that case got thrown out of court in April.
I'll go ahead and let me jump to the end of this story. Any one of you that agreed to play college athletics when you weren't allowed to be paid, they're all going to end the same way, and I don't give a damn where the judge goes to school. I don't care. It doesn't matter. You agreed to do it when it was illegal. You do not get to retroactively go back and say, but let me give you an example. If you got arrested for selling marijuana in 1997, you don't get to go back and say, but I want restitution from the government because it's not illegal anymore. But it was at the time. Right. You broke a law then. It doesn't matter that it's changed now.
Right.
Sorry. That's how every one of these will go. And all you're doing is wasting our time.
Mm-hmm. The thing that also always got me about this specific lawsuit, though, was the fact that they kept saying, but our name, image, and likeness has been used for all of these years, and we got nothing for it. Do you know who wasn't involved in the lawsuit? Derek Whittenberg or Lorenzo Charles.
The only two guys. Knew.
Right, the only two guys that actually should have had some of a claim in here because it was Derek that made the shot or took the shot, and it was Lorenzo that grabbed the ball and laid it in. The only other one anybody knows from that play is Jimmy Valvano.
Bingo.
Because he went crazy and ran on the court afterward.
Yeah. And by the way, you were trying to figure out what to call that. I like to call it falling upward. That's what NC State did. You took the worst shot in the history of basketball, and you got bailed out because nobody boxed out.
Yes.
Because they thought it was going to land in the crowd, and it didn't.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
My story is about one Arch, Eli, Peyton, Cooper Manning. Gave his whole full government name because I don't know what his middle name is. I don't care. We've had a lot of people talking about Arch, and as we go into the season, I'm going to give you a little trivia fact. Tank, did you know that Arch Manning is at DraftKings Sportsbook right now the favorite to win the Heisman Trophy?
No, but it doesn't surprise me.
He is the overwhelming favorite to win. He is plus 450. Second place is plus 650. This is a good time for me to say Jeremiah Smith's plus 1,100. I'm going to tell you the same thing that I said on another show this morning. If I told you that we were going to bet on a race and I'll give you the fastest car and you get 11 times your money if they win, how many times would you take that? Because that's where we're at, is you can make 11 times your money but just by taking the best player in college football. Anyway, a lot has been made of he could end up winning the Heisman this year. Texas is the number one team in the country. They are the preseason favorite to win the national title. And then he just scampers on to the NFL.
Right.
Well, his grandfather said, in the words of the great Lee Corso, not so fast, my friend. Arch isn't going to do that. He'll be at Texas. When asked about his grandson's future plans and exit to the NFL, he told that to Texas Monthly. I've heard this the entire time. Every single time I mention Arch Manning being in the next quarterback class, people tell me, no, he'll stay at Texas. And I'm going to continue to say the exact same thing. And I would say it to Archie Manning's face. It's cute that you think that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a great thought. Let's talk in February, and I don't think you're going to have quite the same gumption if this goes the way that we think it will.
Right. Because if he does win the Heisman Trophy, and he does have that kind of a season, and let's say Texas goes on to win the national championship, there's zero shot, in my mind, that he would stay.
I'm not going to say
he doesn't need the money. I understand that.
It's not the money. That's not it. There are so many things now that go into college football. It's just not the same. And if you're if Arch does all of those things, he will be the overwhelming, no doubt, consensus number one. Because I hate to tell you this, every other quarterback in what is a very deep quarterback class is really flawed.
Mm-hmm.
They all have a huge flaw. Arch, we haven't seen his because he is big, he is mobile, he's got a nice arm. There are a lot of things about him. And I get it. Peyton came back to Tennessee. Peyton came back to Tennessee to avoid the Jets. And I'm trying to even think of who it would be. If a team falls in at number one that makes sense for Arch, he'll come out. If they don't, he won't. He has options. But this dogmatic, he'll never come out early. Okay. I'm touched that you believe that. You're full of excrement, but I'm touched that you believe that.
I don't buy it. I don't buy it at all.
I just always laugh when people say things in absolutes that you couldn't possibly know.
Yeah. I mean,
let me give an example.
It's my grandson. I got a good idea of what he would do. Do you?
You sure about that, bro?
Do you? Because I'm pretty sure if somebody shows up and says, hey, you are far and away the number one pick and you're going to go play for the New Orleans Saints, you think he's staying? Do you think at that point Arch himself would be like, nah, you need to stay one more year? That's dumb talk.
I don't know that New Orleans is the example I would use there. Here's the one that I was told that makes all of the sense in the world. Let's say this Matthew Stafford thing was worse with the Rams than we think it is. And somehow they just cratered into the ocean. He couldn't jump at that opportunity fast enough. If the Rams had access to the number one pick, and I'm not saying they'd have the worst record in the NFL, they also have two number one picks. If they had access to that pick and they told Arch Manning's people, which you can get word down the line this way, we're going to do everything in our power to get him. We will mortgage the franchise to come get him. You would be an idiot to come back. Because a year from now, it might be the Cleveland Browns or the New York Jets or the Chicago Bears. One of these teams that have just run quarterbacks into the ground. And you're going to bypass the chance to play for Sean McVay. You see how stupid that sounds when I say it that way? It's because it is stupid.
Mm-hmm.
That's why it's stupid that Archie feels the urge to say these things. Sometimes, and I know this is hard for any Manning to understand, it is okay when a camera is pointed at you to just say, I think I'll pass this time. I don't think I have to say something this time.
Mm-hmm.
And I love the Manning family. Just let this one ride. All right, you three have already made your way. You don't need to hold this kid's hand through it. We are doing a Texas game this year, and I can tell you this kid's holding up his end of being QB1. Just let him do it. I don't need Archie. I don't need Peyton. I don't need Eli. I don't need Cooper. I don't need you speaking for him. See, Williams, Caleb, what happens when Daddy talks. It's not a good idea. Let him handle it.
All right. What do we learn in the preseason? Jeremy, you already gave us the wise words to live by. Watch the tackling. If the tackling sucks in the preseason, regardless if it's the starters or the backups, chances are that team's not going to be very good at it once the regular season rolls around. Do you have any nuggets for us about the Seattle Seahawks, the team that the Las Vegas Raiders are playing tonight?
What kind of nugget are you looking for?
Oh, what you're looking for in their preseason game tonight.
Oh, I thought you were looking for like camp notes or anything like that.
Well,
let's
be rolled into that.
Let's look at the Seattle rock. Look, I don't think you're going to see many high-end players for Seattle play even maybe a series. Mm-hmm. Oh, I'll tell you the player that and Tank, I know this is a guy you loved. He's also on the first team in Seattle's initial depth chart, which should tell you a lot.
Torrey Horton.
That's the one.
Yeah.
That's the one.
Mm-hmm.
Watch his
Chris Godwin
usage.
Jr.
and see if it is like Isaac Tesla's, or does he trot out with first team and then you don't see him again? He's coming off an injury, so his is a little bit harder to figure out. When you talk to people around Seattle, I swear to you, they talk about him like he is the next great wide receiver in the NFL. And you and I were both super high on him.
Mm-hmm. I loved him. From the first moment I saw him, I went, you know what? That, to me, he reminds me of Chris Godwin, and I can't get away from it. I can't stop seeing it. And I mean, he's a guy that I'll tune in to watch that. You tell me Torrey Horton's starting tonight against the Seattle Seahawks. I'll try to make it till 10 o'clock to watch the first series of that.
I'll bet you
because
about
if a guy's
anything
playing,
you want, he's gonna get some. He's gonna get some run.
Yeah, if a guy's playing that well in camp, and you have, I mean, because is JSN playing tonight? I wouldn't.
A series at best.
Right,
if he plays at all, and I'm not even sure he plays at all.
I wouldn't trot him out there. Cooper Kupp, I don't think he needs to play preseason games.
Nah.
Torrey Horton's my one. I mean, my first option. I'm not saying he's going to be the number one outside receiver. All I'm saying is he's my one. He's now the star of the show. I'll trot him out there for a series, and then he's gone.
I think he's been.
I'm not risking
good.
getting guys hurt in the first week of the preseason. It's not how it happened.
Well, I think he's been so good in camp, and there is something to affirmation of or confirmation of what I've seen. Now I want to see it against somebody else. I want to trot him out there against another team and see if it still looks the same way. And we've seen this before. We see guys like this all the time, where they get hyped up. They're higher on the initial depth chart than you would think. They play with the starters in the preseason, and then all of a sudden they're just, we'll see you in the regular season. It's a really good sign that they know everything about this kid that they need to. I will not be shocked if tonight you see him out there as the one with Jalen Milroe. Or maybe Drew Lock. They might throw Lock out there with him just to get a better beat on him because that is a veteran player. They will try to put him into some form of adversity and see how he responds to it. Because, I mean, with the starters, he's going to be the three. If something happened to Cooper Kupp, that's not who replaces him. It'd be Jake Bobo. He's locked into, I believe, his spot. And I think you're going to see him put into some situations tonight where you go, they're trying to see what this kid is. 100% fully trying to see what this kid is.
Mm-hmm. Anybody else you're watching for Seattle tonight?
I want to see what happens with some of these younger guys. Elijah Arroyo, Nick Eamon-Warry. How many snaps do these guys actually play? Because I'm not going to lie to you, Eamon-Warry is one of those, it's kind of hard for me to figure out exactly what his role is going to look like, but I know he's going to have one. I mean, is he really going to play as the third safety behind Julian Love and Kobe Bryant? Because even saying that out loud doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
Do you think he's immediately better than both of those?
I don't think you take a guy at the top of the second round with that had this much hype. I am curious to see if he is put in a role that we are not expecting.
I was going to say, unless you put him at linebacker.
And I don't think that's going to happen. But could he play some kind of hybrid role where he is in the box and there are three safeties on the field? Absolutely. I want to see where they line him up, because you're not going to see that tonight. I want to see where they do line him up tonight. Are you just putting him out there as a free safety and watching him over the top? I don't necessarily know how much you're getting out of that. Those would be the big – that and Derek Hall. If Derek Hall is as good as they're telling me he is, he wasted a lot of money on DeMarcus Lawrence.
What's the story with him?
That Derek Hall's just been unblockable, and at times it looks like he's playing with little children. He was a kid out of Auburn. I don't know how well you remember him. He was a second-round pick, 2 years ago? It was in 23? 3 years ago.
3, I think.
He had 8 sacks last year. The camp reports on him have been nobody can block him. So I'm curious to see if he plays out here or if he's one of those that they just go, we know what we got. We're fine.
Mm-hmm. Tonight we've got the Las Vegas Raiders and the Seattle Sea Chickens. That is the nightcapper game to the opener of Week 1 of the NFL preseason. It is finally here. We'll continue the discussions on what to look for in the preseason, not only with the teams that are playing tonight, but as well as everybody else around the league. Keeping our eye on the news wire for anything coming out of camp, injury reports, and such. We'll keep you up to date all right here on 92.9, 880, and 1400, and everywhere on the iHeart Radio app.
ESPN Asheville.
And we're clear.
So how many times do I have to tell you we have super chats for you to actually
hit? Continuing to go down over the next few days. More typical summertime weather.
You could at some point just say, "Hey, we should do that."
I do that, and you're like, "Well, I was getting there."
Just a chance of.
And then I get to the end of the segment, and you were indeed not getting there.
Though highs will be in the low 80s. IBD-urologist race digit from
Red
the Weather
Sea
Channel.
said,
This report is sponsored by Jimmy's Automotive Center. Before you hit the road for summer vacation, you need to take Jimmy's Automotive and take advantage of their summertime special. Get an oil change with filter, tire rotation, 55-point inspection, and a brake inspection, all for only $119. Jimmy's Automotive, where customers send their friends.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe.
Gary Birch said
Call
even the
1-800-GRAINGER,
Sportsocracy's
click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Popsicles, sprinklers, a cool breeze. Talk about refreshing. You know what else is refreshing this summer? A brand new phone with Verizon. Yep, get a new phone on any plan with Select Phone Trade-In and My Plan. And lock down a low price for 3 years on any plan with My Plan. This is a deal for everyone, whether you're a new or existing customer. Swing by Verizon today for our best phone deals.
Gambit nailed it that you have a lot of one
3-year
job.
price guarantee applies to then current base monthly rate only. Additional terms and conditions.
I do.
Tank would have the biggest business. Tank's business card at this point would have to be done on a poster board.
Barn work. The hard workers that keep our nation moving.
It keeps me hopping, that's for sure.
It offers a broad selection of Carhartt workwear and boots, known for durability and quality since 18.
I will not be here past 4 o'clock today. That's my goal.
Job with so much on the line. There's no.
I was here till 8:30, not before last, and I was here until 7:30 yesterday.
Hold you back from being the gift master in the family group chat. Switch to Straight Talk Wireless and get real unlimited data on a reliable 5G network.
And I'm still like, I ain't even hit the tip of the iceberg yet. Like I still got a busload of shit under the water to do.
Bringing the Fan Fest to semi-pro soccer, or taking you out to the ball game at your minor league park, it's all in the bag. Engles, low prices, love the savings.
Do better, be better every day. That's the Parks Promise. Our mission.
Do it.
Lives with every interaction. This is JW, General Manager at Parks Ford Hendersonville. Experience the Parks Promise today at parksfordhendersonville.com. That's parksfordhendersonville.com.
In the aftermath of Hurricane Helene, we found out a lot of things about our community. We saw neighbors helping neighbors, and we learned in desperate times one of the best things to have around is a redneck with a chainsaw.
Not just a chainsaw, boy, just country boys in general. When you live in these mountains, you figure it out. Like, you make stuff happen.
After answering the calls for help that they heard on the radio, the Chainsaw Brothers are still here, making it happen the right way. Fair, insured, and local. Need tree help? Call the Chainsaw Brothers. 316-1013. 316-1013.
With some incredible starting pitching and a roster loaded with stars, don't ever count the Atlanta Braves out.
And the first pitch to Acuna, he swings, he drives one. Is this real life? It's a home run by Acuna.
Boo-da-doo. Boo-doo.
Atlanta Braves baseball all season on Asheville's #1 sports station, ESPN Asheville.
Our coverage of the Braves brought to you by Parks Ford of Hendersonville, home of the Parks Promise.
Mountain Graphics and Showtime Sports have teamed up under a new...
You got 1 minute to the legal, and we have cue to call.
And Showtime Sports can customize whatever you
So you got an extra 15 seconds on the back side of that.
Okay.
and laser engraving. Visit mtngraphicsavl.com or showtimesportsavl.com. That's mtngraphicsavl.com or showtimesportsavl.com for your local one-stop custom apparel shop.
This Saturday in downtown Asheville, it's a culinary showdown unlike any other. It's a big wiener party on Cox Avenue. Bears, damn, I want to be a Canadian postal worker. Glory. And the team with the best. You read all these comments from Gambit? Oil wiener. They'll face a pan. I'll read them. I'll read them after the super chats. Okay. Jeremy Green. Tickets for the big wiener party are available at event. We'll do the super chats first, okay?
First.
This Saturday, Bears Smokehouse Barbecue. If you hear me start tap dancing to a topic, just say, "Hey, fatty, shut the fuck up."
225 CJ Candler, the #1 preset in your car, and the new and improved iHeartRadio app. Free never sounded so good.
Now, your chance at $1,000 and a trip to our iHeartRadio Music Festival. Text the nationwide keyword WIN to 200-200. You'll get a confirmation text and info. Standard message and data rates apply in this nationwide contest. That's
WIN
to 200-200.
The Sportsocracy.
It fires me up, man. I love it. Say it one more time.
The Sportsocracy.
Shake it back!
Beer City's best sports talk.
It is gross.
Just earlier.
They are mature, actually. You just have to get to know them better.
Your lunchtime dose of dumbassery. Live from the Engles studio.
It is ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400. We are the Sportsocracy, and we are heard everywhere you go on the iHeartRadio app, and we are seen everywhere on YouTube. Just go to thesportsocracy.com, click the live video link, subscribe to the channel, join us in the chat. You can throw out some super chats, which we've got a few of those to get to here. At the top of the hour, you can throw out a super chat.
84 years.
It's not been that long. Jeez, just give me a break. I was purposefully holding off on them because everybody was making fun of the super chat songs. That's what it was. It was all intentional. Forgot. It wasn't that I just forgot. No, I wouldn't do that. Mine's like a steel trap. Never forgets, like an elephant.
Or like a really dumb.
All right,
it's all about the money. All about the money. I do this for my hustle.
All right, Red Sea says Tank has successfully been clipped yet again.
Correct.
For those who don't understand, he's talking about on YouTube. He's clipped out the portion of where I said instead of saying that Patrick Holt, the Podfather, who is coming up for the big wiener party at Bears Smokehouse Barbecue this weekend to help win us the title of Royal Wiener. He said he was bringing that big wiener energy, and I accidentally said that he was bringing a big wiener injury to town. So, yeah, that he says that Red Sea says that shall now forever live next to the "oh, he's so sexy" thing that I did.
Yeah, which I'm not gonna lie,
ladies,
that's actually your ringtone on my phone now. You call me, it's just thing? You repeatedly saying that.
He's so sexy. Ladies and gentlemen, Tank Spencer.
Tank.
Red Sea.
Ezekiel, Elijah, Jeremiah Spencer the fourth.
Mm-hmm.
Boom. I'm on a biblical name kick now. I've said Nathaniel so long that, Nathaniel McWhirter said, it's weird that you use my first name as people's fake middle names. You're right. Mm-hmm. So now we go back to the Bible. We had a lot of Ezekiels and Zacharias and things like that.
Red Sea with a super chat. He says, then Trey McBride happened. I'm not sure what that's in reference to.
Yeah, he was talking about when we were when I was breaking down Sauce Gardner because Sauce wound up on Trey McBride, and yeah, by the time that game happened, I think Sauce wanted to be anywhere else. And Trey McBride, I don't remember what his I don't remember what his stat line in that game was, but he absolutely killed the Jets.
Colin. His super chat says, I'm hearing so much hype about Josh Simmons. He wants to know if we are hearing the same thing, Jeremy.
Everything I have heard about Josh Simmons appears that he is trending in the correct direction. I think there is a great shot that he ends up as the starter. The thing you have to be careful, especially with guys that are coming off of injuries, is that a lot of times they're kind of treated with kid gloves because you're not expecting a ton of them off the jump. Josh Simmons is one of those players that I look at and go, I really want to see how they treat him in actual preseason games. Are you holding him out? That tells me that you don't completely feel comfortable. If you're completely comfortable with where he's at, he's going to play in a preseason game. May not be the first one, but before the preseason's over, you should have seen him at least once. And I don't know if you will. That would be my only, I don't want to say hold your horses on him, but I would be cautious of that. Yeah. But Josh I know Kansas City loves him.
Well, I mean the feel right now, not necessarily from, the coaches or whatever, but the outside voices feels like that's the solution. Just kind of putting that problem away, go, Josh Simmons, that solves the problem. We can move on to other things and not worry about that. I will agree with Jeremy when I say you may not want to count those chickens before they're hatched.
We in the money.
All right, now they're just doing it to play with us, Jeremy.
Sure.
But it's okay because that means more money going into the beer fund for the Engles Living the Dream Tour. Gary Birch says, teach them a lesson. Send them more money.
Look, I've always said
I'm in.
I am a very slotty individual, especially when it comes to money. And if this doesn't work out and I have to start doing the day shift at the Treasure Club, I don't care if you're throwing dollar bills or nickels. I'm stupid. Money spends regardless of what kind it is. Bruh.
Soaring Eagle.
Show me the money, money. Show me the money. I like the cash. Show me the money.
You have to get
Soaring
that one
Eagle
in just to unabashedly piss me off.
Oh,
I
absolutely.
hate that one so bad.
Well, that's the one where he's so sexy came from.
For sure.
Soaring Eagle says there's another one to clip.
Bingo. Yeah, that's one of those that if anybody had gotten legit mad about it, it would have been a problem because he did it like 7 times.
Red Sea.
Take it easy, money, with a wink and a smile, like it ain't no thing.
Red Sea says Tank, Robert, Nathaniel, Hurricane, Spencer the Fourth, Jr. I like that gets longer every time he does it. Pretty soon I'm going to have all of the suffixes.
What's funny is I think Red Sea is the one person that routinely gets your middle name correct.
Well, my middle name was not included in that, so.
Well, no, it's your first name. I actually don't. I don't know your middle name. I think we should keep that close to the vest because I don't know it. And I know for a fact you don't know mine. And if anybody says mine, remember that thing I said before the show about smoke? You throw my middle name out there, you're going to find all that smoke because I hate my middle name.
That was one of the first rules of being Jeremy's friend was if you found out what his middle name was, you could never tell anyone.
I will hurt you. I've had people ask my wife we'll be at a bar or something, why is Jeremy so touchy about his middle name? Don't ask, because I'm not going to tell you. I'm not going to tell you what it is. I live with the man. He's not very pleasant anyway. And if somebody finds that out, he will be markedly less pleasant.
All right, one final super chat here in this run. It's from Colin, and I think you should read this one, Brian.
Run the damn ball. I'm not sure why you called me Brian, but Brian.
Yeah, you can put the pieces together, and
Brian.
You'll think about it, and you'll go, "Oh, that's why he called me that."
Oh, Brian. Where do you go when you die, Brian?
What happens when you die, Brian?
Oh, we're morons. Just unabashed morons.
Indeed we are. Welcome into the Sportsocracy here on ESPN Asheville. I'll use a line that my wife uses all the time. Did you wake up with a new show host? No, you did not.
No, you did not.
Expected this from the outset of the day. The kickoff of week 1 of the preseason tonight. 3 games on tap. 7 o'clock start in Baltimore for the Indianapolis Colts and the Baltimore Ravens. Anthony Richardson making the start tonight for the Indianapolis Colts. Do you think they'll leave him out there for any length of time for us to get a look at him, or do you think this is going to be a quick, like, cloak and dagger kind of thing and then trot out Daniel Jones?
Oh, I don't think either one of them are going to play for all that long. I mean, the thing you have to worry about with Anthony Richardson is, does he get a boo-boo? Anthony Richardson's the first person in the history of time that was wiping his own keister and got a paper cut. Like, I mean, that dude's just if he was in a box, it would say Fragile on the side. So, now, I don't think he's going to play for – I would say you see a lot of Riley Leonard for the Indianapolis Colts.
Right.
I honestly feel like that was the whole reason they drafted him, of, hey, you can play in the preseason and be a wish version of our quarterback who's already a wish version of Cam Newton.
I mean, they all kind of fall into that line, don't they? I mean, Daniel Jones not as quite as athletic, obviously. As
he's still pretty
Anthony
athletic.
Richardson.
Daniel Jones is a part of his
cat. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. That's still a big part of his game, though.
The funny thing
the fact
to me,
that he can tuck it and run.
The funny thing to me is that between the top 3 quarterbacks of the Indianapolis Colts, if you added them all together, they would still not be as accurate as I don't know. They would not. Nope. I was trying to think of a way to say it because it was funny, but I can't say it. To the chat I go. They would be very inaccurate.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That was not nearly as funny as it could have been. So shame on you for that, Jeremy. Although I'll give you props for not getting us fined.
Sure. I put it in the chat and it was funny. Trust me.
I'm just here. I'm just here so I don't get fined.
Correct.
That's all right. We got another super chat. Red Sea says Jeremy hates his middle name. Let's try and guess. He says, Robert Saleh. Wait now, Aaron Rodgers. I don't understand what that last part means.
I can confirm that my middle name is neither Robert, Saleh, nor Aaron, or Rodgers. It is none of those 4 things.
It's Jeremiah Saleh Aaron Green.
It's also not Cayman, which my parents almost named me, and then they named our dog that.
Cayman?
Mm-hmm.
Like Chris Cayman?
Yes.
Like the basketball player?
Like the little itty bitty alligator. The final 2 choices for my first name were Jeremy and Cayman, and then we got a dog when I was about 6 months old, and that was his name.
Oh, okay. I think you got the better part of that deal.
For sure. I have told my parents routinely, had you named me Cayman, you would already be in a home that you didn't need to be in.
Right.
And it would have been one of the cheap ones by the interstate that used to be a roadway in.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They bathe you with a water hose once a month.
Red Sea says no, Jeremy's middle name has to be Florida Gator.
It is not.
That would be worse than Cayman, I'll be honest with you. That is. Have you seen the new SEC show on Netflix?
I haven't seen. I've seen the trailer. I'm not gonna lie. I have done nothing if it hasn't had to do with this show, I have not done it in the last 4 calendar days. And I think at 3:01, I'm just going to say falafel this and go sit on my couch and watch the SEC show.
You should. It's pretty good. We made it. I mean, we watched the first episode last night, and I think we made it about halfway through the second episode. And it was the second episode where my wife decided she's boycotting the program because the first episode was like a good mixture between LSU and South Carolina. The first episode culminated with the game that we were at in Columbia. So that was pretty cool to try to watch that and see if I could see us down in our seats right in the corner of the end zone. I didn't slow it down enough to see it, but I'll bet you there's a shot in there where you'll be able to find us. They had a lot of close-up shots of the area that we were sitting in, Jeremy. But the first episode was a good mixture of several SEC teams. The second episode seemed to be all about the Florida Gators, and she was out 10 minutes in. Once she realized that she was getting nothing else but Billy Napier and Tim Tebow and Graham Mertz highlights, she was out. Couldn't do it. So I didn't. We didn't finish it.
Did you try to run the bait and switch with hunting wives?
No, I have not brought that up to her yet.
I'm going to say this, and this is really for the men. You know, we get more male listeners than female. We appreciate all the female listeners, but guys, I'm going to give you a solid piece of advice. My wife started Hunting Wives on Tuesday. We watched the entire series in one night. The first 2 episodes, I could not have cared less if I tried.
Mm-hmm.
I actually left the room and came back in during, I think, about halfway through the 3rd episode. I recommend it. Just throwing it out there. I recommend it.
Okay.
It's you'll figure out pretty quickly why that I went, we should do this. I'm perfectly fine with this.
Yeah. Okay.
There's really no way for me to say it here without just coming out and saying it, and I'm not going to do that because I don't want to spoil anything. But if you've seen it, I'm going to go out on a limb and say you probably know what I'm talking about.
I'm going to guess it's nudity.
There is a lot. There is just an ample amount of bosom in that show. I will say that.
Well, guess we're watching Hunting Wives tonight, honey.
If on a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being none and 10 being as much as you think they could put in any one show, it's about an 8.
Ooh, that's another bell ringer. Let's go.
So that term you just used is exactly why I wanted to watch it, and you can take that to mean whatever you want to. Tank said it. I didn't tell him to say it. Yeah, I didn't tell him to say it. And people that have watched it are now laughing in their cars very aggressively. That's the thing you just said, having no clue what you're talking about.
I have no idea what I'm talking about because I haven't seen the show yet. But I am going to watch the show, and I guarantee you that. Yeah, no, I wasn't. I was going to do that. It was not going to be. It was not going to be kosher. All right, we'll do that another time. I was going to do a segue there that I'm glad I stopped myself.
You should be. We do have we have an actual football question in our chat that we'll get to after this commercial.
Okay, actual football coming your way in the Sportsocracy next.
Our iHeartRadio music.
Yep, I did the same thing you did. That was going out of control quick.
For sure. When you said bell ringer,
a weekend full of superstar performances. And keep listening for the next chance to win your way there.
They ring each other's bells a lot.
Radio Music Festival. Tech that hits different. Can your gear keep up with the beat? Lenovo PCs are built for creators, streamers,
in the middle
and
of one
fans
of
who
them.
don't hit pause. Visit
What did I miss?
Lenovo.com for the latest.
This show went from lame as hell to really cool in like 30 minutes.
At Engles on Smoky Park Highway on Thursday, August 7th. Plus, right now, you can buy a Tools for Schools icon for just $5.
Nice.
Register of your neighborhood Engles. Tools for Schools with Engles. News 13 WLOS, iHeartRadio Asheville, and Eblin Charities.
Ice Cube's Big 3 is the surprise hit of the summer. Michael Beasley and Lance Stevenson.
Gary Birch is talking shit about your mom.
Gary Payton's team.
About
games for playoff survival.
what Kanan
CBS Saturday
meant.
at 4.
Yeah.
Pacific, presented by iHeart.
The only other person I've ever known named Heyman was Heyman Rucker.
As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community.
Yeah.
I feel like
he wants a
upheld
partner
that
like
name way
Granger
better than I
who
did.
does the same.
Or
Granger
would have.
offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRANGER, click Granger.com, or just stop by. Granger,
and
for the
C.J.
ones
Gardner-Johnson
who get it
first.
done.
Your favorite artists?
Yeah, I saw that in the chat a couple times, but I hadn't seen anything official on it.
He was carted off today.
He make me laugh every day. Or your favorite team.
Now, was he carted off, or was he?
He was carted
off.
off.
You know, they brought a cart.
No, he was
Coast to
carted off.
coast.
Ouch.
All that too.
iHeartRadio.
We're not just streaming music, we're streaming moments.
Everyone wants to be here.
Join the millions of Americans.
And add us to your entertainment lineup now. Download the #1 app for radio.
The free iHeartRadio app.
I hate radio.
Deep down the left field line.
Join us for
it's
Atlanta Braves
it's
baseball
a knee
on
or a
Asheville's
lower leg.
#1 sports station.
Yikes.
Asheville.
Back to the wall.
So it's a ACL or an Achilles? Oh, sweet.
Parks Ford of
It's
Hendersonville.
one of those bad words.
Mountain Graphics and
It appears.
have teamed up under a new local owner to serve our community with the finest custom apparel and unique branded items at the best price. Mountain Graphics and Showtime Sports can customize whatever you, your team, or your local group may need with high-quality screen printing, embroidery, and laser engraving. Visit mtngraphicavl.com or showtimesportsavl.com. That's mtngraphicavl.com or showtimesportsavl.com for your local one-stop custom apparel shops.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United
Link your Engles Advantage card to your child's school, giving the advantage to those who really need it. That's our pledge to you.
States, God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Buying or selling a home doesn't have to be stressful. Let me, Clarissa Marshall with eXp Realty, your local real estate expert, guide you every step of the way. Whether you're searching for your dream home, looking to sell quickly, or exploring investment opportunities, I've got the experience and the tools to get you the best deal possible. Call me, Clarissa Marshall with eXp Realty at 828-774-6343. Let's make your real estate dreams a reality. I'm your trusted realtor. I'm making moves and making dreams come true.
The Sportsocracy.
What are you people? On dope?
We are back in the Sportsocracy, and this is ESPN Asheville. Training camps going on around the NFL. Preseason games actually taking place tonight. We've got a 3-game slate tonight, Jeremy. And I'll stick around for 5 minutes of it. And then I'll go watch The Hunting Wives.
I recommend it.
I highly recommend it. You should definitely go check that out.
It is. I'm not gonna lie. It's one of the greatest bait and switch shows I've ever seen. Because the first 2 episodes, it really feels kind of like it's almost like a soap opera.
Okay.
And then you get to the 3rd episode and you go, I believe the creators went, I believe the men have lost their ability to pay attention, and we're going to give them something for sticking it out for the first 2 episodes.
Mm-hmm. 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 Now that you ditched out on the first 2 episodes or good portions of them, and you rejoined at episode 3, did you feel gypped that you missed the first 2 episodes?
Nope, because I asked Amy,
okay.
Was any of the things that I enjoyed about this, did this happen in the first? Nope. Okay, cool. Don't need to know. Got enough of it. I understand. Figured it out as I went along. Got it. You're weird, and so are they. Sweet. Got it. Back to regularly scheduled programming.
Yep. Anyhow, preseason football. We got. You said we got football to talk about. Football questions in the chat. What you got your eye on?
Divine Comedy asked us, why are people pretending like Robert Saleh is Mike McDonald, some defensive genius? Guy's never been had an average defense with less than 5 to 6 first-rounders on the defense. The Robert Saleh thing is kind of comical to me. Look, I think Rob's a good coach. And I know him personally. He's a good guy. I don't really understand what it is about him that people seem to think he's just going to ride into town and all of a sudden San Francisco's defense is just going to be awesome again. Can I tell you a funny story about Robert Saleh?
Sure.
How many times? So he has been a DC or a head coach for 8 years. How many times has his team finished in the top 10 of yards allowed?
Oh, like giving up the most yards or
no? Top yards? 10 of fewest yards allowed.
Fewest yards. Okay. I'll say twice.
It's 5 of 8.
Oh, well, that's okay. That's pretty good.
Yeah, but I haven't said the bad part yet. How many times have his teams finished in the top 10 of points allowed?
6 of 8.
It's twice.
Oh.
And not only have they been bad, they've been in the bottom 12, 4 of the 6 that they finished outside of the top 10.
Ouch.
His defenses have been 25th, 28th, 8th, 17th, 32nd, 4th, 12th, and 20th in points allowed. That's not good. Oh, and by the way, they don't take the ball away ever. I don't know what it is that people are seeing in him. I think he is a good coach. If they had more talent, I would feel better about what San Francisco's defense was going to look like. But then I just keep looking at what they have going, yeah, I've seen this, and it was the New York Jets circa 12 months ago. You have a couple A-plus players. Outside of that, there's not a ton of talent here, and weird. You were a middle-of-the-world defense. Because Jermaine Johnson got hurt, so they had Quincy Williams, Sauce Gardner, who wasn't playing like an elite player, and neither was DJ Reed. And they just got bled by any form of a good offense. I don't know what it is. I think it's because he's a name. He's been a head coach. So we think when a guy's been a head coach, they go to a team after getting fired, and all of a sudden that defense gets better because they're going to get a second bite at the apple. I think the San Francisco defense will be fine in time. I do not think that time is this year.
Mm-hmm.
San Francisco is the most overrated team in the NFL, and it's not close.
You think eventually he will prove that he's a good defensive coordinator again?
Eventually, when they get out of pure cap hell, which is what they're in right now.
Yeah. Right. Because, see, to me, the reason that there is this thought that Rob Saleh is going to go back and make San Francisco great again is the fact that
I know what you did there.
When he left San Francisco, he was touted this way. He was touted as a defensive genius, and he's up for all of these head coaching jobs, and look at what good job he's done with the 49ers defense. And everybody believed it. And then he went to New York, and, I felt like that was a pretty good defense for a year. Last year was obviously not good, but the year before that, they were pretty damn good.
Do you know that San Francisco defense that you're talking about? Do you know who he had on that defense?
No, I would know it if you told me.
Eric Armstead, Fred Warner, Kerry Hyder, who, if I remember correctly, had like 20 quarterback hits that year. He had 10 tackles for loss.
Okay.
He's not a big name, but he was a really good situational pass rusher. Jimmy Ward, Javon Kinlaw, Dre Greenlaw. You just go up and down the list of you had a lot of dudes on that team.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure I couldn't have coached that team. Oh, and by the way, he had Nick Bosa for a couple games too. That was the year Bosa got hurt. But, they had Akilla Witherspoon and Richard Sherman and Kawan Williams and Quan Alexander, Azeez Al-Shahir. And none of those guys sound like stars. They were so unbelievably deep that when you look at the two deep of that team, it is shocking how many of them wound up getting money deals elsewhere.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a valid point that we treat this guy like he's something that he's just never proven to be. He can coordinate a defense that is really good when he has really good players. I could say that about practically every coordinator in the league. What I also noticed last year was people figured out his scheme. You know, what he's doing, if you're not willing to adjust in any way, which he was not, he was completely unwilling to add any wrinkles into this defense. It was so easy to get away from Quinnen Williams. It was so easy to get away from Sauce Gardner that you just find a matchup and pick on that. I honestly think what Robert Saleh did with the Jets was a cautionary tale of how a coach that is so committed to one side of the ball can lose sight of it's also why I don't like Johnny Rah-Rah coaches. You know, the hype man that's going to come in and give you that speech at halftime. I don't care. I wish you would please just shut the hell up. Like, we're so out of position and you come in here and try to rally the troops. I really wish you'd just shut up. Because you're the reason we're in this situation. I'm sorry that I don't care to hear your rallying cry to us. And so, yeah, I mean, I agree with him. I agree with Devine on this. He is not a scheme guru. I think his scheme has huge deficiencies. And I have a funny feeling that San Francisco defense is not going to be what you think it is. They're one saving grace. They play the easiest schedule in the NFL.
You're in the Sportsocracy, and this is ESPN Asheville. 92.9 FM, 880 AM, 1400. Keep firing away those football questions in the YouTube chat, and we'll continue to get into them. What can we learn from the preseason? That's the topic of today's program, as we've got 3 games tonight on the NFL Preseason Week 1 slate. We'll be right back.
ESPN Asheville.
And you're clear.
Your mountain weather forecast.
Rain chances continuing to go down over the next few days. More typical summertime weather with hit-miss storms around today and tomorrow. Near 80 degrees each day. Overnight lows in the low 60s. As we get into the weekend, just a chance of mainly mid-late afternoon showers, thunder showers. Isolated, though. Highs will be in the low 80s. I'm meteorologist Ray Stagik from the Weather Channel.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. A great alternative to a mobile phone for your kids. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com and you'll get 60% off. Free UPS shipping. Add code radio and get an extra 5% off.
You took the elevator to the 48th floor and handed him the briefing. Your fingertips touched, sending a shockwave of desire through the air. The room pulsed with a silent craving as he drew you in with his smoldering gaze, before uttering the words your body ached to hear.
The next train on track 2 is delayed.
And all the while, you were on your commute home. There's more to imagine when you listen. Discover romance titles on Audible.
There's a lot of uncertainty in the world.
She's listening to Prono on the bus.
You can rely on. Whether it's for school, gaming, or whatever your next chapter holds, Lenovo.com has the tech to help you succeed. Shop PCs right.
That's why Subway seats are so thicky.
School sale, where students can save more when they sign up for a Lenovo education account. Free shipping, easy returns, flexible financing. That's Lenovo.com.
Lenovo. Live radio, trusted DJs, breaking news, live play-by-play, endless music, and podcasts just for you. It's the free iHeartRadio app. Radio your way. Join the millions who already have it. Download the free iHeartRadio app, the #1 app for radio.
Bear Smokehouse Barbecue in Asheville has 2 things that all Sportsocracy fans crave: bold flavors and big portions. Oh, yeah. And they've got the balls. Bear's famous bear balls are packed with mac and cheese, pulled pork, cornbread, and deep fried and then topped with bacon and cheese sauce. This is the place to be. Live music on Saturdays and the first Sunday of every month. They partner with the Guitar Bar to host Mr. Jimmy's Barbecue Blues. Bear Smokehouse Barbecue in downtown Asheville and South Asheville.
Sure, you know Appalachian Motor Coach is the official shuttle sponsor of the Living the Dream Tailgate Tour. But did you know that they can get you anywhere in style? Weddings, bachelorette parties, corporate gatherings, family reunions. Appalachian Motor Coach makes the ride part of the fun. Luxury seating, climate control, and none of the stress of parking or driving. Appalachian Motor Coach gets you there relaxed, on time, and ready for the party. For more information, visit them at AppalachianMotorCoach.com. Appalachian Motor Coach, the best memories start on the ride.
Sometimes it's the little victories that mean the most. Those everyday celebrations that bring a smile to our faces and joy to our hearts. At Engles, we know there's no one you'd rather share those miniature, memorable moments with than family. Engles, all the ingredients for family.
On the weird scale, there's Vegas, there's Florida, and there's Asheville. Let's get weird, Asheville.
It is ESPN Asheville. We are back in the Sportsocracy. 92.9 FM, 880 AM, 1400. Heard everywhere you go on the iHeart Radio app. And, Jeremy, there are a lot of weird things that happen in this world that I just don't understand. I don't understand how some people get themselves into certain situations, as in, you know, receiving medical care at somebody's house. I just feel like we're doing too many of these stories lately. There is a there's a story here about a big crackdown that's going on about the Wild West. The Wild West of Brazilian butt lifts. Apparently, the Care Quality Commission of the Department of Health have gotten together, and they have finally decided that it is not a good idea for you to be getting cosmetic treatments in someone's garage. I don't know why it took us so long to come out with this statement, but I guess I'm glad it finally came to light. Story after story after story has been coming out lately of people who are going to get Botox and, you know, lip fillers and butt cheek fillers and all of those things, that they're not going to actual doctors who have, you know, practices, because it costs way more money, obviously. All of those doctors paying, you know, malpractice insurance and things like that. Well, Tiffany in her she shed, she doesn't pay insurance. But what can end up happening is that she could inject some, you know, disease into your face. And it could, I don't know, leave you looking like Meg Ryan after she's been in a fight with Manny Pacquiao. That's messed up. People getting infections that lead to, like, sepsis and stuff because you had a dirty needle shoved in your left butt cheek. Again, I'm not real sure how people haven't gotten the message about this yet, but maybe it's working. Maybe we're all coming around.
To this. I believe there was a man named Charles Darwin that once wrote a book about this. That the world eradicates people that do stupid things. Mm-hmm. 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 It's not good. It's not good. My story is about McDonald's. They're doing a thing again.
Say that again. You broke up. What? It was a story about what?
McDonald's.
Okay.
They're doing a thing again. They're bringing back the McDonaldland meal. It's an adult Happy Meal. They've done this numerous times, and I will never for the life of me understand why they think this is a promising business model. The McDonaldland meal includes a choice of a quarter pounder with cheese, or a 10-piece chicken McNugget with fries, a unique souvenir kit, which the unique souvenir kit is touching, and a limited edition Mount McDonaldland shake. I'm gonna tear this onion apart layer by layer. First of all,
there's a lot to unpack.
There's a lot here, yeah. First of all, who gets a 10-piece chicken McNugget as an adult from McDonald's? It's a 20. It's a 20. We're getting 20 because you know why? Because we're fat people. That's why we're eating McDonald's. Sorry, it's just the truth. McDonald's is and I love it. Look, I would mainline a double quarter pounder. Just
yeah.
If there was a way that I could get it shot into my arm and experience that, I would be the biggest drug addict you've ever seen.
Well, before you get too further down this rabbit hole, I do just want to point out, Jeremy, that I do not believe that the average McDonald's customer, normal McDonald's customer, goes in and goes, you know what? I'm going to need 2 sandwiches and a 20-piece nugget and 4 large drinks. I think that's pretty much a Jeremy Green thing.
Well, hey, listen, Fatus, I have to feed both of us, so I need some extra sandwiches because you're just as fat as I am. They're tons of fun. So it's not just a Jeremy thing. It can be a Tank and Jeremy thing if you want it to be, but don't you dare turn that aspersion on me there, pudding. I have watched you cram down McDonald's like it was your dying meal, and the electric chair was warming up.
I'm not saying I don't eat it. I'm not saying that. Obviously, I have eaten my fair share of McDonald's. I'm just saying. You said, who gets a 10-piece nugget? Well, I mean, a 10-piece nugget seems okay. If you're getting a burger and fries and
no, it's
whatever the hell a unique toy is.
It was either or, not both.
Oh, it's either or.
Yes.
Okay. I thought it was both.
No.
And I was like, I don't know that you need 20 nuggets on top of the quarter
You
pounder,
don't,
Jeremy.
but you know, the those of us that are McDonald's aficionados, you know, because look, McDonald's target customer is a target customer, somebody that you know, they're not necessarily looking in that 32 waist. We're more looking in that starts with a 4,
42,
and maybe doesn't end with a 2. It might be a bigger number. Who knows?
Yeah.
Anyway. The souvenir kit, I can't hardly read this with a straight face because I cannot believe that a group of adults went, yeah, we're going to do this and it's going to work. The souvenir kit comes with the meal. It's one of 6 tins that contain postcards, stickers, and other fun surprises. Each tin is inspired by McDonaldland characters like Ronald McDonald, the Hamburglar, Birdie, the Fry Friends, Mayor McCheese, and friend of the program, Grimace himself.
Oh.
Are you actually getting excited about this, or are you?
I am.
Tank, you're a 42-year-old man. What the hell are you going to do with a sticker?
Oh,
like,
I don't
honestly,
need the stickers. I don't need the stickers. I don't need the stickers. I don't need the postcards.
What are you going to do with it?
I could keep things in that.
You could put your weed in there. I'm well aware of what you're thinking. I got you. I understand that. Sure. Listen here, half-baked. Trust me, I know where that was headed.
I could use it for keeping things.
That's what 100%.
And if I have one that has the Hamburglar on it, I mean, come on, that writes itself. That's exactly who they're marketing this to.
Tank, they're going to take one look at you.
Every pothead.
They're going to take one look at you, and you're immediately
give you a hottie hole for your crimes.
You're either getting Grimace or Mayor McCheese. There is no in between. Straight up.
No, I'm a Hamburglar guy. I was always a fan of the Hamburglar.
I believe that. But it also comes with, and this comes with the McDonaldland shake. But they're not telling you what flavor it is. It's their signature soft serve, which I was today years old when I found out McDonald's had signature soft serve. I mean, their signature is that it only works 10% of the time, and it's apparently when nobody ever goes.
Right.
It was working earlier. It was working at 4 a.m. this morning. I don't know what happened to it. At 10, we started serving lunch.
A McDonald's signature soft serve comes out, kind of the consistency of bird poop.
And Berry Flavors
Or,
has
in Jeremy's world, government drone excess.
Bingo. Its signature soft serve Berry Flavors has a vibrant blue color with pink whipped cream, an ode to the lava that erupts from Mount McDonald Land and the clouds that sit at its peak.
Mm-hmm.
And Tank, you beat me to the punchline here, but really every bit of this press release went, hate people who smoke a lot of weed. We have the meal for you. We're going to give you a tin that you can put your weed in that has your childhood favorite McDonald's characters on it. We're going to give you some food, and then we're going to give you this shake that looks like Mount McDonald Land. Am I the only adult that doesn't think like I'm 9 years old? Because I read this and went, you're screwing with me at this point, right? Like, if you want to give me an adult Happy Meal, I'm going to need way more food and way less crap. That's an adult Happy Meal. I need it to have like an alimony check in there or something like that's an adult Happy Meal. Okay? I need you to understand my pain and understand that you are one of the few joys that I get in this life. I don't need whatever Grimace is because I'm not 6 and I know what he is.
That's actually...
You can tell me whatever you want to. I know, and you know, and you know that I know.
That's a dude. Jeremy wants an adult Happy Meal that comes in a giant box like I don't know, like a bow box size thing that comes with 6 hamburgers, a 80-piece chicken nugget, 5 large fries, and possibly a toy that he could throw on the court at a WNBA game. That's Jeremy's idea of an adult Happy Meal.
In fairness, that's way more adult than no, not than Grimace. Than the Hamburglar is. Grimace is very adult.
Very adult.
The fact they sell that to children bothers me a lot. There are times that I watch people's marketing campaigns and I go, did you run that by 2 people? And how many drugs had they consumed that day to go, yeah, great idea, boss.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to give grown people stickers. Woo!
I don't see the problem with this. I don't see the problem with this at all. And if you go get an adult Happy Meal and you don't want your 10, you could drop it off here at the radio station. Just come on by the Radio Ranch. We'll find a use for it. Although don't bring me that bird girl. That's the only one that I look at and I go, yeah, I could do without that one. All the other ones, pretty cool. I don't know. Never got the giant bird with pigtails. That's your government drone, Jeremy. With the preseason games going on tonight, do you have another nugget of what you're watching for in tonight's games? I mean, I feel like there is no, I don't know, controversy surrounding the Baltimore Ravens. Do you? Is there anything to watch with them?
Baltimore tries really hard. So, I mean, you actually get a pretty good look at Baltimore. They are the exact opposite of everything Sean McVay does in the preseason.
But, I mean, is there anything about that team that you look at and go, I'm really watching that in the offseason or in the preseason? Like, I really want to know what X is going to do. Because I don't. Because I just feel like that's a team that they're pretty well built. I mean, I feel the same. I mean, I sort of feel the same way about Philadelphia. They're a little more interesting to me.
Philadelphia, I want to see Tanner McKee. Philadelphia's real easy. Baltimore, I just want to see how all these young guys. I mean, because they've got a lot. There's no team in the NFL looks more like they were born out of my depraved draft nerd brain than the second, third, and fourth string for the Baltimore Ravens. Because it's just name after name after name of guys that I talked about for an extended period of time. And, I mean, they got to play somebody. So, I mean, you're going to get a lot of these guys. I think Baltimore is an interesting team to watch in that I think it will be better football, not necessarily that it actually has anything to do with what that team's going to look like. I'm looking at their 22 starters right now, and if we see half of those dudes for more than 2 series in the preseason, I'll be stunned. Like Marlon Humphrey, no way. Jair Alexander, no way. Kyle Hamilton's already dealing with an injury, so I'll go ahead and take him off the table.
Right.
Can't imagine Roquan Smith plays more than a drive or two the entire preseason. There won't be any Ronnie Stanley. Highly doubt you're going to throw Tyler Linderbaum out there. DeAndre Hopkins, not a shot in this world. Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry, that's 10 starters right there. I can't see a path that any of them play. Philadelphia is kind of the same way. But the preseason's not really for you. You know, contenders, I don't necessarily care. I want to see the things that I talked about earlier. You know, is the tackling up to par? What does the offensive line look like? Are you getting penetration with a 4-man rush with a vanilla scheme? One-on-one individual matchups. I can do all of that. I know what those teams are. There just wasn't that much turnover. There was turnover in player, but not necessarily turnover in scheme or turnover in who's running this operation. They're fine. I just don't care that much. I think that's one of the intriguing things about the preseason to me is that I care about the bad teams way more than I care about the good teams.
Oh, so it's the power rankings of football season.
Pretty much.
Okay.
I want to see the teams that things have changed with. Like if I was power ranking the 6 teams playing tonight, the Eagles and Ravens are easily the 2 teams I care the least about.
Absolutely.
I would say the Bengals are probably 4. The Seahawks are probably 3. The Colts and Raiders, to me, are infinitely more interesting than any of the other 4 combined.
Agreed. You got a lot more questions to answer with those teams. And you said Philadelphia that you wanted to see Tanner McKee. I know we've talked about this before that, you know, you've said, Tanner McKee is the best backup in the league. Didn't you say that? Or could be?
I think he can be, yeah.
I believe I remember you saying that he had some trade value for Philadelphia. Am I getting that wrong?
No. I mean, okay. I don't think he has a landing spot now.
Okay.
But, I mean, yeah, there was a time in the offseason that I genuinely I thought he was going to end up being the starter in New Orleans. Because I felt very sure Kellen Moore was going to offer a draft pick that there is no way they could turn that down. I think Tanner McKee is really good. I also don't think you're going to see a ton of him. Because I doubt you're going to see Jalen Hurts. You'll get, a drive, maybe 2 of Tanner McKee, and then off to Dorian Thompson Robinson and Kyle McCord. I don't even kind of care.
No. See, to me, I'm interested to see what they do with the defense, with the newer players that they have. Are they going to play any of them substantial amounts of time? Guys that are moving up into the into bigger roles. Or do they just sit everybody?
I don't think they're going to sit everybody. I mean, I think you will see some of these guys play. But I also think you're going to see Philadelphia is one of those that I can look at the depth chart and go, you're going to see a lot of Aeneas Smith. You're going to see a lot of Terrace Marshall and Brett Toth and Drew Kendall and Darian Kennard. Maybe a little bit of Azeez Ojulari, but none of these in large part are guys that I care about all that much. Lewis Sin is going to play a lot if he's healthy enough to play. I don't care. I know exactly what he is. I'm more intrigued on rosters where there is. I feel like I could tell you the 53 guys that make the Philadelphia Eagles roster right now, and I'll bet you I wouldn't miss more than 2.
Okay.
I bet there's zero shot. To me, there's zero shot I wouldn't nail 51 and 53. Might get all 53.
Okay. So nothing to really watch there.
Not really. You just get you get a little taste of your team. You see them in the uniform and roll on. We do have a super chat before we go into the break, though.
All right.
Show me the money, money. Show me the money. I like the cash.
It's from Matthew Hoffman and talking about our McDonald's adult Happy Meal. Wendy's has a Wednesday Addams theme meal that includes the drive-thru being transformed into a haunted house. That one I at least kind of get. It's got a 10-piece nugget, a small fry. There's 2 like mystery sauces, and there's a Raven's Blood small frosty. That's a Wednesday, or it's a Wendy's meal. It's not aimed at adults. Like they didn't call it an adult meal. It's just a meal they have. Fast food places have been doing that forever. What I can't wrap my brain around is McDonald's going, hey, let's take all of these things that we've done 1,000 times, and we're going to repackage it and go, look, it's an adult Happy Meal. If you want it to be an adult Happy Meal, it needs, at the very least, a shot of Fireball in it.
Yeah, but you don't have the liquor license for that.
Whose fault is that? Ronald?
Well, I mean,
get on the horn, bro.
I guess that's true. I just, could have done better than stickers, though. I will agree that. You are in the Sportsocracy, and this is ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, 1400. We got one more hour of the program. On the way, we'll be daily drafting college quarterbacks when we come back.
ESPN Asheville.
There we're clear.
Thank you.
Your mountain weather forecast.
Rain chances continuing to go down over the next few days. More typical summertime weather with hit-miss storms around today and tomorrow. Near 80 degrees each day. Overnight lows in low 60s. As we get into the weekend, just a chance of mainly mid-late afternoon showers, thunder showers. Isolated, though. Highs will be in the low 80s. I'm meteorologist Ray Stajic from the Weather Channel.
This report is sponsored by Gun Owners of America. Freedom starts with you. Join GOA's Advocacy and Leadership Summit August 9th and 10th in Knoxville. Get informed and inspired. Hear from top 2A voices like Representative Thomas Massey, Dana Loesch, John Lovell, and more. Visit gunowners.org/goals to see the full lineup.
Ice Cube's Big 3 is the surprise hit of the summer. Michael Beasley and Lance Stevenson in a revenge game versus Houston. And Dwight Howard plays Gary Payton's team. 2 revenge games for playoff survival. CBS Saturday at 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific. Presented by iHeart.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Did you know that 4 million deaths worldwide are prevented by childhood vaccinations every year? Haywood Regional Medical Center reminds you that August is National Immunization Awareness Month. And with back to school coming up, it's the perfect time to check that you and your family are up to date on all recommended vaccines. Vaccines are safe, effective, and protect us against serious diseases that still exist today. Getting vaccinated not only keeps you healthy, but others in your community as well. Talk to your doctor about what vaccines you may need. Visit haywoodregional.com to learn more.
This Saturday in downtown Asheville, it's a culinary showdown unlike any other. It's a big wiener party on Cox Avenue. Bear Smokehouse Barbecue hosts 9 teams in search of glizzy glory, and the team with the best dressed banger wins the crown of Royal Wiener. They'll face a panel of celebrity judges, including ESPN Asheville's gastro guru, Jeremy Green. Tickets for the Big Wiener Party are available at eventbrite.com. Proceeds benefit Linked for Life. 2 to 6 this Saturday, Bears Smokehouse Barbecue.
It's time to discover the convenience and time savings of contact-free pickup with Engles Curbside. Just visit shop.ingles-markets.com or download the app. And your Engles personal shopper gets to work with specialized training on how to select the freshest items for a pre-scheduled pickup. They'll even text you with updates. You pull up to a designated space and your personal shopper delivers your items right to your vehicle. Fresh, fast, and affordable. It's all in the bag. Engles, low prices, love the savings.
In the aftermath of Hurricane Helene, we found out a lot of things about our community. We saw neighbors helping neighbors, and we learned in desperate times one of the best things to have around is a redneck with a chainsaw.
Not just a chainsaw, boy, just country boys in general. When you live in these mountains, you figure it out. Like, you make stuff happen.
After answering the calls for help that they heard on the radio, the Chainsaw Brothers are still here, making it happen the right way. Fair, insured, and local. Need tree help? Call the Chainsaw Brothers. 316-1013. 316-1013. This Saturday in downtown Asheville, it's a culinary showdown unlike any other. It's a big wiener party on Cox Avenue. Bear Smokehouse Barbecue hosts 9 teams in search of glizzy glory, and the team with the best dressed banger wins the crown of Royal Wiener. They'll face a panel of celebrity judges, including ESPN Asheville's gastro guru, Jeremy Green. Tickets for the Big Wiener Party are available at eventbrite.com. Proceeds benefit Linked for Life. 2 to 6 this Saturday, Bears Smokehouse Barbecue.
This is J.W. Whitley, General Manager at Parks Ford of Hendersonville. Our value of commitment. Committed to you as our customers and the community that we serve. To do better, be better every day. That's the Parks Promise. Experience the Parks Promise today at parksfordhendersonville.com.
This is a great plan.
When events are happening,
these recent events,
you should plan on listening.
What should our involvement be in this conflict?
Talk about what I have planned.
Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon.
Check in.
That's got to be the end state.
On News Radio 570, WWNC.
Looking to buy or sell in Asheville? At Clarissa Sells WNC with eXp Realty, we're proud to be the #1 real estate team in Buncombe County. Give us a call, 828-774-6343. We're here for what matters most, you.
At Engles, whether we're celebrating Friday night rivals, televising college basketball games, bringing the Fan Fest to semi-pro soccer, or taking you out to the ball game at your minor league park, it's all in the bag. Engles, low prices, love the savings.
From the Engles studio, WPEK Fairview, WMXF Waynesville, W225CJ Candler, the #1 preset in your car, and the new and improved iHeartRadio app. Free never sounded so good. Live from the Engles studio.
I can't wait to play with myself every day.
The Sportsocracy.
Damn the devil to hell! Let the big dog see! Put him on the field!
Come get you some of this.
Fire them cannons! By golly, put more powder in those things.
He couldn't take any more disappointment. Oh my God. The Jets killed him.
Welcome back into the Sportsocracy. It is ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400. The Sportsocracy is heard everywhere you go on the iHeartRadio app, and we are seen everywhere on YouTube. Just go to thesportsocracy.com, click the live video link, subscribe to the channel, and that way you can join us in the chat each and every day. Coming to you live from the NFLDraft.net Mullet Manor is Flostradamus, Jeremy Green himself.
I'm going to miss the Manor when I come back.
Snacks are good here. I, of course, coming to you from the Engles studio, as always. It's daily draft time, Jeremy, as we like to do at the top of the third hour of the program. earlier in the show, it was mentioned in the YouTube chat that we should be drafting college quarterbacks today, since we had some discussion earlier in the program about Archie Manning, whether or not he was going to come out and go to the NFL after this year, which, I mean, it seems like a no-brainer that if Archie Manning does end up having the Heisman Trophy season, why stay another year? But we shall see. But will he be the best quarterback in college football this year, Jeremy?
So let me make sure I understand this premise. We're drafting college quarterbacks for the 2025 season, not their pro potential, just what quarterback would we take in college this year. Am I understanding that correctly?
Yeah, I think this is the old gun to your head. You had to win one. You had your house on the line, life on the line. What quarterback are you taking?
All right, I will take the number one pick.
Okay.
And for me, I didn't really have to think about this.
Don't you do it.
It's Lenore Sellers. It's Lenore Sellers. It's not close.
Son of a biscuit.
Look, there are a bunch of other quarterbacks I like. There is only one guy that I look at and go, I don't really care what's around you. That kid is so good that it is almost hard to wrap your brain around. And then you realize how young he actually is. Lenore Sellers just turned 20 years old 6 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
He still has leaps and bounds to get better. At 6'3", 240. He was a second leading rusher for South Carolina last year. Oh, and by the way, 18 touchdowns, 2,500 yards at 19 years old.
Mm-hmm.
With a team that, yes, had some talent, but I don't think it was – I don't look at anything they had last year and go, that was special.
I don't look at anything.
Do you even know who the leading receiver
year
on that team was?
I do not.
It was Joshua Simon.
I don't think it was Harbor. Yeah.
Harbor was 2.
Right.
Rocket Sanders was 4.
See, I don't look. Yeah, I don't look at anything they had last year and go, well, that's why Lenore Sellers was so successful. I mean, he didn't have the, Justin Jefferson or Jamar Chase, or he didn't have that one guy. Nick Harbor's been touted as possibly being one of those guys at some point, but he wasn't that last year.
Nick was fine. He just
sure.
He's
I'm not
figuring it out.
Right. I'm not throwing shade. I'm just saying he's not that guy.
Nick Harbor also turned 20 years old the week after Lenore Sellers.
Mm-hmm. He's not an elite wide receiver in college football just yet.
I think he
Could
can be this year.
Mm-hmm. I do too.
But in a vacuum,
because as Lenoris
gets
better, he's going to get better. See, I think his success will be partly due to Lenore Sellers, not the other way around.
I would agree with that.
Kind of the reverse Sam Darnold thing. Like everybody, was not enough people want to give credit to Sam Darnold for what he did in Minnesota last year because of Justin Jefferson. This is kind of the opposite of that. Lenoris came in immediately and just wowed me. I was not expecting that. By the end of the season, he was a guy that you went, you know what? He may not have it right now, but he's only got a little bit of growing up to do to be truly special. 6'3", 240 pounds, a 65% completion guy, and he can run out of his shoes.
He's also borderline impossible to bring down.
Mm-hmm. Tough kid. I hate that you did that. Because I had considered, well, if he gives me the number one pick, I'm taking Lenore Sellers, and I'm going to make him cuss. And you did it to me. So
Sure did.
Appreciate that. All right, so that means I have 2 picks here, back to back. And I mean, I guess we've got to take Arch Manning at some point at the top of this, so I'll just go ahead and get him out of the way first.
It's so hard for me. This falls into basically the exact same argument that I had about his uncle years ago. If his name was Arch Smith, would we be talking about him this way? Because I don't think we would. What has he done that puts him up here?
Nothing in college. Nothing in college that he's done has put him up here. Now, breaking all of his uncle's records in high school, I believe we would be talking about him.
All right.
Not to this level, obviously. But I mean, I do think if you trash Peyton Manning's high school records, people are going to talk about you. Am I wrong? Do you disagree?
I've seen so many recruits come and go over the years that were impressive, done a lot of things. Can you name me the top 2 quarterback recruits a year ago? Can you name me the quarterbacks a year ago that were 1 and 2?
No, I haven't seen him play college football yet.
But you have, though. You actually have. DJ Lagway and Dylan Raiola. That was 1 and 2 in 2024.
That was just last year? God, it feels like a long time ago.
Julian Sayin is the other one, and he can't even definitively win the job at Ohio State.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I mean, I think the fact we're talking about, well, Arch did this and Arch did that, that's all well and good. Arch Manning was the number 4 quarterback in the damn class. He was behind 3 other guys, and we're treating him like he's just a no-doubt guaranteed. I mean, Malachi Nelson, Dante Moore, and Jackson Arnold were all 3 ahead of him.
Okay.
By the way, your camera has glitched out, and you're on like a GIF loop that is the fun. I looked over in the middle of that and just started laughing.
It glitched out.
Yeah, you're literally just like wiggling your head back and forth. You look like the guys from the Night at the Roxbury. It is hilarious, and I don't want it to stop under any circumstances.
Oh, I see it now. I hadn't seen it. What is happening?
I have no idea.
It's not doing that on my end.
I don't know. It's not.
You just leave that thing up there then.
No clue. That was adorable. All right, so Arch Manning's your first one.
Mm-hmm. Yes, Arch Manning will be my first selection here.
I just find it funny that we're talking about a kid that played in, he threw 90 passes last year. Do you know who those games were against?
Nobody's.
So he started against UTSA. He threw 12 passes.
Mm-hmm.
He beat Louisiana Monroe and Mississippi State, who is undeniably the worst team in the SEC. Oh, by the way, he was 15-29 against UL Monroe.
Yep.
I'll go ahead and tell you, I wouldn't have taken Arch with my next 2 picks.
Really? Okay.
No. Because there are 5 guys legit to me that I do not want to trifle with any of these guys unless I have one of the others.
Mm-hmm. My next selection is I'm going to do this so you don't have to. One of us was going to have to, swallow the frog on this one and take the Florida Gator. I'll do it. DJ Lagway.
Wow. When you said that, I did not think that's who you were talking about.
Really?
No, I did not.
I think he's going to be a special kid. I mean, to me, Florida last year, they were a little better than they were the year before, but they weren't that great until DJ Lagway came onto the field. And they were able to finish pretty strong, and he looked real good doing it.
That pick is infinitely better than what I thought you were about to do.
Oh, okay.
I thought you were going to take somebody that he didn't belong that high. I actually have no problem with Lagway. He would not have been in my top 5, but I think he would have very easily been 6.
Really? Okay. All right.
You left me my 2, which is Garrett Nussmeier, and
right.
Yep, I'm perfectly fine with all of that. I mean, Nussmeier last year, all he did was throw for 4,000 yards, 29 touchdowns in the SEC. Oh, by the way, he did that with a running game that I don't think at any point I ever looked at and said, man, that's really good. It wasn't awful, but it also wasn't a huge positive. He had some weapons, don't get me wrong, with Aaron Anderson, Kyron Lacey, Mason Taylor. But he's going to have weapons this year too. I seriously considered taking Nussmeier over Lenore Sellers, and I am very happy that he fell right in my lap right here. My next one, I almost want to ride the lightning and see if I can get a guy I want on the comeback, because I am pretty confident that you won't take him.
Okay.
I just don't think you like him enough. So I'm going to go. You know what? I'm going to stick to my guns here. I'm going to take Sam Leavitt from Arizona State.
Okay. It's a good one.
I am really fond of Leavitt. I don't think he would have come back to me. And I believe this coming year you will see how good that kid is with him not having Cam Scatterbo.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Scatterbo didn't do him any – he did him a service because it helped that he had somebody else to pay attention to. It did not do him any credit from a hype standpoint of when you watched Arizona State football, you were so locked in on Scatterbo that you didn't pay attention to Leavitt. When I went back and watched that tape during the draft process, I could not stop watching how good this kid – just even like basic stupid things, how good his feet were, how accurate he was when everything was on the level. I think we're really going to see how good this kid is in 2025.
All right, so you went Garrett Nussmeier, Sam Leavitt.
Yes. And now I have thrown the action to you, and I am daring you. There is a name there that I'm daring you to take. Just know he can only fall so far before I do it.
Mm-hmm. Do stats matter is the question. Are you looking, when you say who are going to be the best quarterbacks in college football, I mean, okay, you may not like them personally. You may not like their games, but you may not think they're prospects in the NFL. However, stats do kind of matter in college football, especially when we're talking about, winning awards and such.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to go with 2 stat monsters here. The first one is Cade Klubnik.
Congratulations.
Uh-huh.
Awesome. He's a stat monster. Yeah. Do you know where he put up the vast majority of those stats that you're talking about? He went 24 of 26 for 378 with 5 touchdowns against Appalachian State. And I mean this to the highest degree. Well, whoop-de-damn-do. He beat Appalachian State. Good for him. He put up stats against the Citadel and against Virginia and Wake Forest. Awesome. What did he do when he played Texas? He threw for a mess of yards, and he was terrible. If you can watch that game and tell me he wasn't a large percentage of why they lost to Texas, I don't think we watch film the same way.
Yep.
He had to come back from getting absolutely murdered by SMU. Watching him on film against South Carolina, it didn't even look like he was in the same class as Lenore Sellers to me.
Mm-hmm.
You can like him all you want to. He preys on bad competition. Now, I think that team's really good, specifically defensively. Klubnik was the one that you have at it. I don't care. He was not the one I was talking about.
Mm-hmm. He definitely does is going to have the opportunity to put up stats again, because I don't feel like the strength of schedule is there. He'll be able to put up stats again. For Clemson?
Have you looked at that schedule?
I mean, okay, they start against LSU,
which I don't like. That I do not love that matchup for them at all. I get that it's at home.
No,
I get.
And then
that
you
it's
go,
at home.
And then you go Troy, Georgia Tech, Syracuse, North Carolina, Boston College. That's not terrifying.
That game
Georgia
at
Tech's
North Carolina
gonna be
is
okay.
not. That game at North Carolina is not going to be as much fun as you think. And I'll go ahead and tell you, Georgia Tech's not going to be fun.
No, they're not.
Neither one of those teams are going to be fun.
But it's not Texas.
If you struggle with them, especially if you lose to LSU, you'll be crucified for even struggling with two programs that, on the national landscape, nobody respects them because nobody cares. They are not national powers. But then you look, it's the back half of the schedule that would bother me if I was a Clemson fan. Because, yes, you do have 3 games at home. SMU, Duke, Florida State. 2 of those teams are going to be good. Which 2 is it? I'm not 100% sure. I think SMU is, and I think Florida State will be. But then you have to go at Louisville, which is not going to be fun.
Nope.
And then you have to finish at South Carolina.
Yep.
If Cade Klubnik doesn't take a step forward, I could see a good Clemson team still losing 3 games in the regular season.
Yes.
And maybe one of them being in their own conference.
Oh, okay. It took me a second to figure out what you were talking about there. Yeah.
They could get embarrassed by 2 teams in the SEC.
Yes, bookending the season with losses to SEC teams is not gonna look great.
I think their defense is so good that there's not really a path that they get embarrassed. I think their offense could get embarrassed. Because we're hyping Cade Klubnik up like he's something that he's not.
My second selection here, or I guess this is my 4th selection in today's day.
Oh, look, we got to take a break. Save that one for after the break.
Okay, we will do that. We'll take a break here on the Sportsocracy on ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400. You're in the Sportsocracy.
With some incredible
clear.
And a roster loaded with stars. Don't ever count the Atlanta Braves out.
Now the first pitch to Acuna.
I guess so. I tried to reset it, and then it's not coming back to life.
Acuna! Holy smokes!
Join us for Atlanta Braves baseball all season on Asheville's #1 sports station.
I just have a black
ESPN
screen.
Asheville.
Our coverage of the Braves brought to you by Parks Ford of Hendersonville, home of the Parks Promise.
I'm Coley Duffy.
I'm Cody Ward.
And
we're the Chainsaw Brothers.
Actually, we're cousins. A few days after Helene, we was in the driveway having a couple beers, waiting on the power to come back on. And we heard so many people calling, needing trees removed, and couldn't afford it.
So I called my dad to borrow a chainsaw, and over the next few months, we cleared trees for our neighbors. Our business was born out of wanting to help Western North Carolina get back on our feet.
We are fully insured and licensed. We keep our promises, meaning if we say we're going to be there, we'll be there. In these parts, we live how we were raised.
When you call the Chainsaw Brothers, you're not a customer, you're family. We're good at what we do, and we do it for a reasonable cost.
For all your chainsaw needs, call the Chainsaw Brothers. 828-316-1013. Or find us on Facebook. See how we treat our family.
Are you still covered up with storm damage and debris?
Call us about our daily rates at 828-316-1013. That's 828-316-1013. We're the Chainsaw Brothers, and with our neighbors, we are Western North Carolina strong.
Woohoo!
The countdown to the NFL season is on while the pads are popping in camp. Get ready for the new season with iHeart, the official partner of the NFL Podcast Network.
Jim Harbaugh, how you feeling?
Oh, so excited. It's the start of the year.
Shows like NFL Daily with Greg Rosenthal.
We are going to go through the best position battles of the 2025 training camp.
Breakouts, holdouts, and fantasy sleepers. Be the first to know. Search NFL and find your next preset now.
Do better, be better every day. That's the Parks Promise. Our mission, to improve lives with every interaction. This is JW, General Manager at Parks Ford Hendersonville. Experience the Parks Promise today at parksfordhendersonville.com. That's parksfordhendersonville.com.
Link your Engles Advantage card to your child's school, giving the advantage to those who really need it. That's our pledge to you.
Sure, you know Appalachian Motor Coach is the official shuttle sponsor of the Living the Dream Tailgate Tour. But did you know that they can get you anywhere in style? Weddings, bachelor or bachelorette parties, corporate gatherings, family reunions, Appalachian Motor Coach makes the ride part of the fun. Luxury seating, climate control, and none of the stress of parking or driving. Appalachian Motor Coach gets you there relaxed, on time, and ready for the party. For more information, visit them at AppalachianMotorCoach.com. Appalachian Motor Coach, the best memories start on the ride.
We are back in the Sportsocracy on ESPN Asheville, and it is the midst of the daily draft. We're talking what quarterbacks would you have this year in college football? If you had your pick from all of them, Jeremy dropped the bomb on the whole thing with the first pick of the draft, taking Lenora Sellers off the table, the young quarterback from South Carolina who is well on his way to being a star. It still kind of shocks me, Jeremy, that he got such substantial offers in NIL, reportedly, and said no and stayed in South Carolina. I mean, I'm not sure, but I have a hard time believing that South Carolina's in at the $8 million level, which is what was reported. Do they have that kind of money?
You'd be shocked.
Okay.
As we're sitting here in the as we're sitting here in this space, I think every Power 5 school is rallying the troops to accelerate funding. So I think everybody has more money than you think they do.
Okay.
This is not the olden days that everybody's scrimping together to, we got to sell more Cokes in the stadium. No, dog. We're calling the buzz the billionaires. And a lot of these programs have those guys.
I was going to say, does South Carolina have a bunch of those?
More than you think. I'll put it this way. Just knowing South Carolina the way I do, they have boosters that are of the biggest companies in North and South Carolina. The CEO of at least 6 companies that I can think of went to South Carolina. And I'm talking big boys.
Really? Okay. All right. And here I thought their richest alumnus was Darius Rucker.
He's up there. Don't get me wrong. Hootie's got a whole mess of money.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, back to the draft here. Jeremy took Lenora Sellers to start. I got Arch and DJ Lagway, and then he went Garrett Nussmeier and Sam Levitt. Now that took, to me, the unequivocal top 5 off the board. Then I felt pressured. I had to go Cade Klubnik. And my next selection is going to be another guy that you probably wouldn't. I probably normally wouldn't put my faith behind him, but I think there's the opportunity there that he's going to put up such big numbers that he'll be in that discussion at the end of the season. And it's John Mateer from Oklahoma.
No!
Yep.
That was the one I said I didn't think I had to take.
Oh, shoot.
I thought you were going to take Drew Aller. Now I have to take stupid Drew Aller.
Yeah, see, I thought about Drew Aller too, but then
I did not want to do this way.
Penn State's not an offensive team, right?
That's the problem.
And Oklahoma's going to put up numbers. And that was my whole gist of the last two picks I made was, I mean, I don't really like either of these guys, but they're going to put up such big numbers that at the end of the season, people are like, oh, my God, look at the stats.
And I hate you just said that way because I do like John Mateer. And look, you know, I've railed on Brent Venables since the minute he came into this situation.
Yep.
I think he got really lucky in the transfer portal, and they've got a lot of talent. I think they are still terrible defensively. And look, and I know they've added some players. I think what Venables does worked when he had Dabo recruiting for him. I just don't think he is short of getting into money situations. And look, Mateer fell in his lap. He hired Ben Arbuckle, who came from John Mateer. Mateer's comfortable with him. I went where my coach went. So I don't think Venables really did anything there. And then you got a couple ancillary pieces that want to play with a good quarterback, and that's what Mateer is. I think he's really good. Really good. And where we're at with the problem for Oklahoma is if they played the Big 12, I think they'd be the going away favorite to win that conference. They're no better than the 7th best team in the SEC.
Agreed. You can put up all the stats you want. I don't think you're winning anything. And then
I have to take Drew Aller whether I want to or not.
What's your big qualm with Drew?
I think Drew Aller is a good prospect that made a terrible decision in terms of where to go. I don't think Penn State's done him one favor. And if you want me to prove to you why that is, look at who he's thrown to over the last handful of years. There's not a lot of big-time talent there. You're not seeing NFL caliber guys. They're just not there. The leading receiver last year outside, and I understand Tyler Warren, that's tight end. The leading receiver at wide receiver last year was Harrison Wallace III. Have you ever heard that name before I just said it?
No.
No. Because unless you watch Penn State games, you wouldn't. I knew it from watching the tape, and I also know that watching him play, I don't see anything even – I mean, he's transferred to Ole Miss now, but I don't see anything there that makes me jump up and down that that's a real talent. Julian Fleming, Amari Evans. Penn State is really good at recruiting tight ends that are really good at recruiting running backs. That's it. That's it. But I think he is one of the best talents in America.
All right, and then after Drew?
You screwed up my whole thing here with John Mateer because I was going to get cute with the next one. I'm going Fernando Mendoza from Indiana.
Okay.
That's the name that – and I don't love where he went either, to be 100% honest with you. I know the Kurt Zignetti thing was fun last year. I know all of the hype behind that program is cute, but at the end of the day, you cannot look at Indiana's roster and Ohio State's and go, yeah, you're going to compete at a high level. You're going to go into Ohio State and beat Ohio State. It's not going to happen. It's just not. You might be able to go into Penn State. Michigan's down, so you might be able to beat them. And I'm not looking directly at Indiana's schedule, so I don't know exactly who they play because I don't have Indiana's schedule memorized. but I think he's such a talented kid that he's going to elevate Indiana. I liked Curtis Rourke. I never looked at him as that's an NFL contender. That's an NFL guy. And now that I'm looking at the schedule, Indiana's going to win a lot of games and get the bejeebers beaten out of them twice. They have to go 2 Penn State and 2 Oregon.
Yeah.
Other than that, they'll win every other game because they show up and put their shoes on the right feet.
Mm-hmm.
But I like Mendoza a lot. And I think he was a victim of playing at Cal and nobody watched Cal games. And so you don't actually realize how good that kid is, and you're going to find out pretty quick. The bad thing is he's not going to get the credit because Curtis Rourke was good last year, and so it's going to become, look at Kurt Cignetti. He's so good at just his scheme props up quarterback. No, it's not that. No, it's not that. Curtis Rourke was a very experienced quarterback, and Mendoza is just really, really good.
All right, Drew Aller and Fernando Mendoza. Leaves me with my turn to select. Here's one. Here's one that I'm interested to see what your reaction is to. Because I can remember watching film on this guy's receivers last year and going, you know what? He's pretty good at football. It's Rocco Becht, Anthony's kid from Iowa State. He's got that look on his face like I did something wrong.
Yeah, I'm not going to say you did anything wrong. You just took a guy that I was not taking.
Really? Didn't even think about him.
No, it's not that I didn't think about it. I don't think he belongs this high.
Mm-hmm.
And look, I feel like when I say things about guys, he is a fine college quarterback. I would equate him more to, what is the most mundane? Carson Beck. I don't think he's terrible.
Okay. Okay. My last selection is Haynes King. At 47 years old, Haynes King should be able to put up some numbers this year. He's one of those guys I feel like he has been around forever.
Haynes King's been in. I think Haynes King played against me. I actually think he is. I think he's 40 years old. He's played at 14 schools, and that is so. It's so funny to me how differently you and I look at this.
Mm-hmm.
That's another one. He would not have been on my list.
Really? Okay.
No, and I'll tell you, I bet you've never watched the guy I'm going to say. I'll bet you've never watched him play a game.
Probably so.
Darian Mensah. Kid that was at Tulane. He was the number one quarterback transfer in the class. He went to Duke, and he is the reason that if you've noticed, every time I talk about ACC teams, when Duke comes up, I go, that's not going to be as fun as you think it is.
Mm-hmm.
Because
it's because of Darian Mensah.
Because Darian Mensah makes the offense legitimate. And then you look at what Manny Diaz is building on the defense. Manny Diaz has been good defensively everywhere he's been. I don't think they're going to be great. I also don't think they're going to be fun to play, and it's going to be because of him. Oh, by the way, he's only a sophomore.
Mm-hmm.
And so he's in that same boat as Lenora Sellers. He's got room to grow.
Yeah, he was not on my list at all. All right. I guess that'll do it then. Lenora Sellers, Garrett Nussmeier, Sam Levitt, Drew Aller, Fernando Mendoza, and Darian Mensah Those are the top 6 quarterbacks for Jeremy's 2025 college football run. I went Arch Manning, DJ Lagway, Cade Klubnik, John Mateer, Rocco Becht, and Haynes King. Okay. I took 2 guys you wouldn't take. You took 2 guys I wouldn't take. I feel like we did that appropriately.
Oh, it's always fun when you do that. If you just for my own knowledge, if you'd had one more pick, who would it have been?
Oh, Gunnar Stockton. Not close.
You could have said Mark Starling, and I think it would have not pissed me off any more than what you just said. Gunnar Stockton.
It's Gunnar Stockton. That's the only one I know.
I'm trying to think if he would be in my top 50. I know he wouldn't be in my top 30. Yeah.
Good Lord.
Yeah. I mean, there are a lot of quarterbacks I'd take over Gunnar Stockton right now.
Who would yours have been?
If I had one more pick?
Yep.
It would have been tough. I knew you weren't going to get there on Mensa and Mendoza, so I didn't go that far. It would have been it would have either been Kevin Jennings from SMU. I would have seriously considered Diego Pavia from Vanderbilt. Nico Iamaleava would have been in there somewhere. Avery Johnson from Kansas State. Dante Moore from Oregon. Jalen Daniels, if he could stay upright and functional. If Jalen Daniels had been on my list, if he would stop getting hurt. But I think he's been hurt for every touchdown he scores, he has to break something. Or sprain it or twist it or wrench it or something.
Right. All right. You're in the Sportsocracy. This is ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400. When we come back for the break, it'll be time for the most important message of the day.
ESPN Asheville.
And we're clear.
Your mountain weather forecast.
Rain chances continuing to go down over the next few days. More typical summertime weather with hit-miss storms around today and tomorrow. Near 80 degrees each day. Overnight lows in the low 60s. As we get into the weekend, just a chance of mainly mid-late afternoon showers, thunder showers. Isolated, though. Highs will be in the low 80s. I'm meteorologist Ray Stidgick from the Weather Channel.
This report is sponsored by Taco Bell. Crispy chicken's better in a Taco Bell taco. Or burrito. Or both. Try Taco Bell's new crispy chicken taco and or burrito today at participating Taco Bell stores for a limited time only. Contact store for availability.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting great candidates? Well, they're not hard to find when you go to ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. People who are actively looking for jobs like yours. So it's easy to find the right person fast. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Eat up, buddy. It's almost time for school.
You take charge of your home. You take charge of your work. Don't forget to take charge of your gut health too with Nature Made Probiotics. Nature Made has clinically studied probiotics that work with your digestive tract's natural bacteria, so you won't miss a beat in your daily routine. Find us in the vitamin aisle. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
An app for pics, an app for playlists, even the app for scrolling endlessly at 2 a.m. But only one app puts the live radio dial in your pocket. The free iHeartRadio app. Get what millions already have. iHeartRadio, the #1 app for radio.
We're kicking off the Living the Dream Tour in style at the Cultivated Kickoff Party. Join us at 6 Saturday night, August the 16th at Cultivated Cocktails, 161 Charlotte Highway in Asheville. Enjoy their award-winning spirits, killer cocktails, and live music from TLQ Plus 2. Let's start the football season the only way we know how. Great drinks, great music, and great friends. Cultivated Cocktails, the official spirit of the Living the Dream Tour, and this time we ride together. Go to livingthedreamtoo.com.
Sometimes it's the little victories that mean the most.
Those everyday celebrations that bring a smile to our faces and joy to our hearts. At Engles, we know there's no one you'd rather share those miniature, memorable moments with than family. Engles, all the ingredients for family.
Buying or selling a home doesn't have to be stressful. Let me, Clarissa Marshall with eXp Realty, your local real estate expert, guide you every step of the way. Whether you're searching for your dream home, looking to sell quickly, or exploring investment opportunities, I've got the experience and the tools to get you the best deal possible. Call me, Clarissa Marshall with eXp Realty at 828-774-6343. Let's make your real estate dreams a reality. I'm your trusted realtor. I'm making moves and making dreams come true.
With some incredible starting pitching and a roster loaded with stars, don't ever count the Atlanta Braves out.
And the first pitch to Acuna, he swings, he drives one. Is this real life? It's a home run by Acuna. Holy smokes!
Join us for Atlanta Braves baseball all season on Asheville's #1 sports station, ESPN Asheville.
Our coverage of the Braves brought to you by Parks Ford of Hendersonville, home of the Parks Promise. Welcome back into the Sportsocracy. It's time for the most important message of the day, Jeremy Green.
Don't do crimes.
Oh, we can always count on California to give us some good crimes. So let's go to San Fernando, California. Story with where the byline is posted out of San Fernando, California. This is Los Angeles firefighters on Tuesday had their hands full as they were trying to free a woman from a chimney. It happened at a municipal building in the city of San Fernando Recreation Center. Officials say that the small building is used for storage. According to the LA Fire Department, an approximately 30-year-old woman was discovered about 3 feet deep within the chimney and exhaust flue. Members of the LA Fire Department's urban search and rescue team had to use a ladder to reach her and then used a harness to lift her up out of the chimney. Over a dozen firefighters stood on the roof as they worked to free the woman. Eventually, she was lifted out and lowered to the roof, where she was strapped to a gurney and lowered to the ground using a truck ladder as a crane. She was alert and conscious, and they're really not saying like what the purpose of her going up there was, but they do say that there was a half-empty bottle of tequila in the woman's backpack. It's unclear if she had consumed any of the alcohol before the rescue, but I'm gonna guess she had 2 bottles plus some, and that's just what was left over. Because I'm not sure at what point during the drunk you go, you know what, that looks like a nice little rock chimney up there. I think I'm gonna climb up there and see if I can Santa Claus down there. I don't know what you could be looking for in a storage building that's owned by the city. So I don't think she was like trying to, I don't know. Maybe she did. Maybe she thought she was getting like, it was like a bank heist or something. Jeremy, have you ever been that drunk that you just went, yeah, I want to climb down a chimney right now?
No, sir. No, sir. Although
like
we could play
special kind of drunk.
We could play a fun game that was made famous by How I Met Your Mother with me called Drunk or Kid. I give you an event that transpired with me, and you have to pick whether I was drunk or a child. Amy and I did that when we watched the first episode, and she missed every single one of them. It's like, that could be fun to do. We'll do that. You know what? We'll put a pin in that until the offseason next year when we don't have football to talk about, because that could be a fun game.
Mm-hmm. When you said play the fun game of drunk or kid, that's not where I thought you were going with that.
Don't even
like,
want to know.
Why don't you try to guess why Jeremy got married 3 times? Sorry.
Drunk and first 2 times.
Drunk or kid.
Third time was the most brilliant decision I ever made.
It
First
was,
2 times.
It was.
First 2 times, not so much.
Swing and a miss.
My story comes from the dating world. I do not know where this story came from because I do not know what police department this is. But they put out body cam footage, and then they shared the story that 2 people had met each other on the dating app Plenty of Fish. Are you familiar with this app, Tech?
I've heard of that, yeah.
So, if you've never done the online dating thing, Plenty of Fish is the Wish version of Match.com. For the single that doesn't want to spend $20 a month to mingle. Which leads to a lot of virtually any, hey, this happened on an online dating app, it's going to have originated from Plenty of Fish.
Okay.
This woman tells police when they arrive after a domestic dispute that she was invited to spend a few days with a man she had met on the app. Unfortunately, after meeting each other in person, they figured out this was just not going to work. And so they found her outside of this person's house, and she was completely nude. She told officers that her date had told her this wasn't going to work out, and she just wanted to feel the air on her skin, so she took off all her clothes and started walking around the neighborhood for some fresh air. Can you make that make sense to me? Like, you meet somebody on a dating app, you somehow end up nude, and then you just go, this ain't working out, I'm going to go walk to Jerry's house. There's a lot of people that are way too comfortable with their own nudity. And I don't understand that.
Agreed.
She was arrested for indecent exposure and now has a story that she can tell for the rest of her natural-born life. I fully believe that somebody should come up with a dating app where you get access to the person's social media and they don't know that you can see it. You also get their arrest record to give you a better feeling of what you're getting with this person. I think that would be the ultimate dating app. I get to see your last 10 Facebook posts and your arrest record. That'll probably tell me everything I need to know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I feel like you wouldn't have a whole lot of people that would want to participate in that.
Oh, I mean, not the...
Or at least the nefarious
Well, the ones that have something to hide wouldn't do it, which is what
Sure.
makes it a perfect dating app.
The better, yeah.
Instead of Plenty of Fish, which is, you know what our screening process was? You had an email address and a picture of someone that may or may not be you. I went on a date one time from Plenty of Fish. I'm embarrassed to say this, but it's true, and it's apt. I once went on a date from that particular app where the only way that the girl that showed up was the girl that was in the picture is if, how do I put this delicately? She had eaten the person in the picture.
No. Big girls need love too, Jeremy.
And that's fine. And I don't disagree with you. But you should probably not show someone a picture at $1.30 and then show up at transversing the first 2 numbers.
Sure.
It's just a thought.
I mean, that's all. Right. I mean, that's always you always run that risk.
I have a friend.
Online dating.
I have a friend, and I'm not going to name this friend because they went on one of those dates. And the person that showed up was no less than 40 years older than the person in the picture. I don't know if they'd used a filter. I don't know. I have absolutely no idea how they made all this work. He is a little bit younger than me. The date was at least 65 years old.
Good
My first question was, did she get you a butterscotch candy out of her purse? Because I'm a jerk, and that's what I do, and I never know why people tell me these stories, because I might share them on the radio.
Right. Well, look, no matter who you're dating or who you meet online, right, there's one thing that you can take them to that they're going to really like it.
Well, I mean, and
It's the big wiener party.
For sure. That's the number one thing. That is the number one selling party on most recreational dating apps.
Absolutely. It is the big wiener party, and it's coming up at 135 Cox Avenue. This Saturday, Jeremy is going to be a celebrity judge, and he'll be checking out all our wieners that we make. 2,000. I got confused on my numbers there for a second. 2,700 wieners are going to be cooked up by Bear Smokehouse Barbecue, and amongst the 9 teams, we're all going to come up with our own unique special toppings for our wieners, and then our wieners are going to be judged. And Jeremy and his crew of wienerologists will tell us who has the finest wiener in Asheville, and I'm going to say it very well could be Asheville's okayest wiener team, which is the Sportsocracy team led by our very own Patrick Holt of Holt Brothers Barbecue. He's our ringer in the contest, and he's gonna bring us home the title. I got a good feeling. You're gonna want to be there for it. It's gonna be a whole lot of fun. Bear's Smokehouse Barbecue. I mean, it is the place for the meats. It is the place for the balls. So why wouldn't it be the place for wieners? Come on down. The big wiener party, 2 to 6 on Saturday afternoon at 135 Cox Avenue. You're not going to want to miss it. It is a benefit for charity, by the way. So it's not just us having, crazy innuendo fun, which obviously it is. But kill 2 birds with 1 stone here. Proceeds from the big wiener party will benefit Linked for Life, which helps support Asheville's food and beverage workers with mental health counseling. It's a work of love for our friends over at Bear Smokehouse Barbecue, and we'll do anything for our friends, including putting our wieners on display down at Cox Avenue. 2 to 6, Saturday afternoon. We'll see you at Bear's Smokehouse Barbecue. Check them out at bearsbbq.com.
ESPN Asheville, your mountain weather forecast.
Rain chances continuing to go down over the next few days. More
I think we should put that one on the Emmy reel.
Hit miss storms around today and tomorrow.
Thank you.
Yeah,
appreciate that.
I think.
As we get into the weekend,
I have to go deal with another
mainly
fire.
Late afternoon showers,
it's fun,
showers.
but these just seem to get set.
Oh, good God.
Oh, yeah. I'll call you after and tell you
from
about
the weather.
Is it John?
By Lowe's. At Lowe's, pros save big every day on trusted brands like Whirlpool. And now, Lowe's is the exclusive home improvement retailer for the Whirlpool water.
Yeah, talk to you.
Shop trusted brands like Whirlpool and more in store and online.
This Saturday in downtown Asheville, it's a culinary showdown unlike any other. It's a big wiener party on Cox Avenue. Bear Smokehouse Barbecue hosts 9 teams in search of glizzy glory, and the team with the best dressed banger wins the crown of Royal Wiener. They'll face a panel of celebrity judges, including ESPN Asheville's gastro guru, Jeremy Green. Tickets for the Big Wiener Party are available at eventbrite.com. Proceeds benefit Linked for Life. 2 to 6 this Saturday, Bear's Smokehouse Barbecue.
Ice Cube's Big 3 is the surprise hit of the summer. Michael Beasley and Lance Stevenson in a revenge game versus Houston. And Dwight Howard plays Gary Payton's team. 2 revenge games for playoff survival. CBS Saturday at 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific. Presented by iHeart.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
It's time to discover the convenience and time savings of contact-free pickup with Engles Curbside. Just visit shop.ingles-markets.com or download the app. And your Engles personal shopper gets to work with specialized training on how to select the freshest items for a pre-scheduled pickup. They'll even text you with updates. You pull up to a designated space and your personal shopper delivers your items right to your vehicle. Fresh, fast, and affordable. It's all in the bag. Engles, low prices, love the savings.
Bear Smokehouse Barbecue in Asheville has 2 things that all Sportsocracy fans crave: bold flavors and big portions. Oh, yeah. And they've got the balls. Bear's famous Bear Balls are packed with mac and cheese, pulled pork, cornbread, and deep fried and then topped with bacon and cheese sauce. This is the place